catching up. What's happened from last week? Last week, the party descended into the caverns below. After having dealt with a flying undead bat monster, uh, causing a small cave in to happen, the party were able to trick a bunch of ghouls into kind of telling them where they needed to go uh, through an effective use of puppetry by Marvolo and uh, high charisma by Cassandra. The party descended deeper into the caverns and they came across uh, fungus, spores, yellow mold, and that was actually found by Nexon. Um, as they descended deeper into the catacombs, Nexon did find this weird, creepy yellow mold. Sadly, though, Kalodi decided to poke it and prod it, and it popped. And with quick wit, Nexon was able to cover their face, but sadly, Kalodi and others were not so effective. They descended even deeper and deeper. They found a feeding ground where a number of ghouls were eating bones of travelers that they had killed on the road. After that, they finally found out what was making that breathing sound, and it turned out to be a water spout at the very bottom of this cavern. And at the very bottom was this very weird door. And the creepy part was the door looked brand new, but there it was. As the group decided that they were going to descend, the door swung open and out stormed a number of ghoul goblins, or goblins, as I call them. They came running up and tried to climb and jump and bite and gnaw at our heroes, but our heroes were too effective and destroyed them. And that is where we pick up. The party standing at the precipice of this spiraling, it's not so much a staircase, it's just kind of like a spiraling decline to where the door and the water is.
Well, I suppose we should be careful in walking down here, lest we slip on their blood or water or gosh knows whatever else is down here right now. There are way too many gross liquids and things here.
Yeah, and Kalori, maybe don't poke any more things.
Yeah, no, I think I got that. Well, look, Malvola didn't tell me anything about no exploding fungus. I don't see why I should have to tell you about not poking and prodding absolutely everything you see. Well, you didn't tell me not to. I didn't tell you to gather them all into one location, then stab them with your sword. The two of them start to bicker with one another. The language then changing to ancient Thessalonian, which kind of sounds like it's got this Italian inflection as they start slapping each other.
Hey, you two, quit it out, and we're gonna have to separate you if you keep this up.
Like children being told off, they both immediately stop and just kind of look ashamed at their behavior.
That's right. You should be ashamed. We are in a lot of trouble here. We are a little bit over our heads in whatever this is that we don't really even know. We don't even know if we're going in the right direction. We assume we are. And if you, just pointing to Clody, touch anything that you shouldn't, you are going to lose your hands. And Malvolo, you are still responsible for him. So keep him in line and communicate.
They both kind of shoot each other this kind of dirty look before they both nod and say, "Yes, Rain. Yeah, no, you got it."
Good.
As the party is trying to argue and figure out what is going on at the top, Cassandra, you're looking down and you can see the door down below, and you get this wicked sense of vertigo, and what everyone sees is kind of Cassandra is like wobbling on her heels, and it looks like she's stepping forward towards the edge, and staring at that door, it calls to you. It's like there is something behind there, and a malevolence. And Cassandra rocks on her heels at the edge. Nexon, as Kalodi and Marvolo are arguing and Rain is yelling, you quickly look over and you now see Cassandra teeter-tottering on the edge, and she looks very pale.
I'm just gonna go over and kind of like put my arm around her shoulder to kind of steady her. And are you all right?
Not really, but I think it means we're going in the right direction at least. Just be prepared. I don't think I need to say it, but there's definitely something very evil over there.
You're not like feeling like you're gonna suddenly turn on us, are you?
No. You guys are my friends. Although I do weirdly really want to go through the door.
I think we should definitely find out what's behind there. Seems like that's kind of what's, where we're meant to go.
Yeah, I think let's just get it over with, because the longer we stay, the longer things can affect all of us.
Yeah, well, I think the biggest question here is who's gonna open that door. I mean, if you know who is really behind it, then well, you know.
Great. We don't want to just go in and say hello.
I don't think Cassandra should be the first through the door, and kind of, I don't know, Rain, I don't know if you want to go first and maybe catch, if you know who's in there, might be able to catch him off guard.
No, I understand. That probably is the best thing to do. It would be terrifying on this end, having that opportunity to come face to face with him already. I mean, no, you're right. You're right. It's better to face our fears, get them over with, and if I'm the face that pops over first, we might have an advantage. Okay.
And we'll be, right behind you. So you're not going in alone.
Okay. Right. Just somebody who's obsessively interested in me and kills people for me and wants to turn me into a very zombified-like bride. What a good future I have in front of me.
I mean, if you're not comfortable, then, I could go first, or maybe Kalodi could go first, or...
It's okay. Life is full of discomforts, and I can handle this. I can handle this, Rain. You've got this. You just take a step. Just pretend you're at home. You open a door, and you're gonna just do whatever you need to. Right. We're all here, and I can handle this. I am an adult, and I am not afraid of something behind a door. And maybe there's nothing. There probably is nothing behind the door. And the sooner we open the door, then the sooner we get out. And that's the objective that I want, is I want to get out. That's the only thing that I really need. So yes. Rain is going to kind of put her hand along the wall, a little shaking to steady herself, but she's playing it off as if she's really watching the ground and where she's stepping to make sure she doesn't step in like blood and water and all that stuff to slide, because the last thing she needs to do is just to go feet first through the door.
Rain, as you descend, trying to, keeping yourself steady, one of the bat wings that you have in your anter kind of flap in the waves, because let us not forget that you are carrying the weird bat chandelier now, because that's what it looks like in my head, like a bat chandelier. As you come to the door, you reach out, and you slowly turn the knob. Cassandra, you get an overwhelming sense of dread. Nexon, hairs on the back of your neck go up. Marvolo, the sweat starts to beat up under your mask, and everything feels wrong. And there's a click, and you push the door in, and we flash back quickly many, many months ago. Michael, do you mind handling this with me, taking on the role of Alden just for a second?
Oh, no, I can. Yeah, sure.
I refer to Michael because Michael is the master of this. He did a 2-day stream that was just all of this, so it was pretty epic. Alden, you find yourself outside Foxglove Manor. It's cold. As you look around, suddenly one of the construction crew members comes stomping out. It's the 4-person. Hey, I ain't going back in there. None of my crew is going in there. We're done with this place. There's something's wrong here. If I was you and your wife, I'd get the heck out of here. I ain't staying here. Too many weird things.
Sir, no, please, reconsider. You surely have not balked at the rumors and misbegotten tales that may sully the ears of the imbecilic. You are a clearly smart, wise, and cunning individual, if I've ever seen one. Please, you can't leave my abode in this kind of a state. I'll pay you anything. I'll give you anything. A carriage, gold, riches.
Nah. Asmodeus be damned, this place. This place is terrible. I can't believe half of the stuff that's been going on in there. My crew ain't working here no more. You can't pay us to stay here. We are getting out of here. There ain't nothing you can do to keep us here.
But if you leave, then what shall I do? What will become? I mean, you're one of the last people I've managed to convince to come up here this far. The people of Magnamar, the traders, the other countrymen, they would come within 400 miles of this place. But please, sir, I implore you. You are my last and only hope.
Cry me a river. It's not my problem. I'd burn this place down if I was you.
I'll do it. I will cry you a literal river. I will dig trenches around you to keep you from leaving and fill them with the tears that will flow from my noble cheeks and surround you with the pure sadness that envelops me.
He kind of just looks at you, shakes his head, whistles, does that thing. I wish I could do it where, you put your fingers in your mouth and let that high-pitched whistle, and the rest of the crew kind of come stomping out. They pack up their carts, and the last thing Alden sees is them heading down the road.
Wait! He looks like, for a moment, he's about to, sort of get on his knees to beg. But as he's sort of about to bend over, he kind of looks at the dirt. It is quite muddy. He stands back up and just sort of brushes himself out and reaches, just...
As Alden, you turn around and your gaze looks at the house. Suddenly, one of the shutters creaks, cracks, and falls off. You look up at where the shutter had fallen, and in the window, there is your beautiful wife and her dark raven hair. She looks at you with a mix of anguish and sadness. She turns her back and heads back into the room.
I will pretend not to see her. I will turn my gaze, and I'm gonna go over to the bit of the house that fell off the shutter, mm-hmm. And I'm gonna pick it up, and I have no real kind of crafting ability or anything like that, so I'm just gonna try and like sort of jam it back into place. It's not quite as bad as everyone's making it out to be. I don't know what all the fuss is about, after all. I mean, this is Foxglove Manor, not some squallowy barn. It's just this is the finest of Parisian timber, and it's, you know, it's kind of like he's trying to kind of convince himself of the quality as he's sort of sniffling and kind of sort of putting stuff back.
Alden, it's a mess. As you kind of jam it in there, the termite-ridden wood cracks and crumbles underneath your pushing. You transition back. As Rain, you push into the door. You open it, and you are struck, firstly, by that malevolence, but secondly, by a weird combination. It almost smells a mix of orange and the sweet bitterness of decay. Step into the room. This area, it's carved out. The cave contains a rickety table. Its damp surface is cluttered with all manner of what appears to be empty bottles, bits of clothing, crumpled bits of paper. Everything else lies a mess. In the very back is a small hearth. It is ablaze with fire as it is on, and standing, well, placed with its back to the door is a large armchair. Its shadow looks as it casts a shadow on the door, and it looks as if it is a giant bat. You notice a hand just peeking out over the arms of the chair. In its fingers is a large glass with a deep reddish liquid inside of it. The figure doesn't move, and the air is still. The hand suddenly starts to swirl the liquid in the glass.
Rain will creak open the door a little more. Take a deep breath and try to find the words she wants to say, and quickly then backs out of the room really quick. Looks back at the others and go, someone is in there. Okay. Come on. You have to do this for yourself. And she'll take one more deep breath, gonna throw that bat wing over her shoulder, and then open the door fully. Have you been waiting for us?
That voice, I knew it once. Please come in. Warm yourself by my fire.
And my companions, are they welcome too?
Of course. Of course, my beloved. They're all welcome.
Green is just going to flinch at hearing that said out loud. She's going to open the door fully and gesture for everyone to come inside. And put on a very strained smile. More so for herself to make herself feel more at ease, but she feels shaken to the core. Everyone, we're invited to come in.
As the party starts to slowly enter the room, the figure, you can hear the chair creaking as the figure starts to lean forward, and it stands. Again, standing in front of the fire, the shadows blot out the figure completely. It's wearing a royal or regal outfit, blue cloth, but it seems frayed and teared in certain places. The figure turns, and now you can see it has become gaunt and lanky. It stands almost eye level with you now, Rain. It's almost comedic as to how awkward this figure stands, as the clothing seems to be fitted for a smaller man. The arms are about 3 inches off where the cuff is, and the legs, something seems wrong with the legs. The figure slides out around the chair and starts to move forward. You look beautiful. Have you done something new with your hair?
Yes. It's a new style I'm trying. You, on the other hand, well, you look like you need to sit down.
Oh, where is my manners? I apologize. It's been so long since I've had guests here. Would anyone care for a drink? It's fresh and delicious.
I think we're fine. And offering us something that you know we will not drink is a bit improper, don't you think?
Oh, I apologize then. Here, take this. And he reaches into his cloak, and his fingers, now you can see his figure, reaches in behind his cloak, and he pulls out. His fingers are too long, unnatural. They seem wrong. And he pulls out from behind his cloak, is almost like a magic trick that you've probably seen as a small child that gave you wonder. This now gives you terror, as a bouquet of dead roses. My love, please, I've picked these for you here. And he steps forward, and his first step is uneven. He shakes, and his knee buckles, and he catches himself. It seems that he's not made for what is happening. As he catches himself, you see flecks of skin kind of fall off his head and his face. I got these for you. I had my servants find them. They're beautiful and rare. Just like you.
What have you done to these poor plants? Rain will take the flowers.
Mhm.
They used to be full of life. What have you done?
Life. Life is fleeting. But what I can give you and your friends is so much more. We could be together. I I could be better than I was, than I am. And he starts to pick at his face, and you could see him scratching and scratching, and then he peels something off, and he looks at it and he flicks it to the ground. He goes, I'm sorry. And he reaches, for a handkerchief, and he dabs himself. He's like, I haven't been myself. No. I have not been myself. I apologize. Please warm yourself by my fire. And we step back. He seems now lost in thought. He can't seem to hold words or string his sentence together. He stumbles and again braces himself on an old moldy table. He puts that glass that he was drinking down, and he stands over his paper. We moved back only 2 months ago. Alden is a younger man, and he looks over a number of papers, and he is arguing with someone in the background. He can't. He's screaming, and again, it's one of those constant arguments they've had over and over again. A lover's quarrel, but this just seems wrong. The biting words, just every time they respond to something he says, he shrieks and cowers away from it. Alden yells, saying, "No, Sandpoint. It has to do with Sandpoint." The response he gets is, you never get anything right. You've wasted so much time here. How is any of that going to help? What do you think you're going to be doing here in Sandpoint? Nothing there can fix it. You've made a mess of things. Alden turns to the voice in the background. He looks up, and you can hear steps stomping around. Michael, you might be muted.
Sorry, my apologies.
No problem.
Cease your infernal pacing, woman. I have told you already that the house is in a dire state, and we need to be able to make at least appearance that we are well-to-do. If these rumors are to persist, then of course there is no hope in restoring the mansion. Please, just it won't take me long. The festival is a gathering point for all sorts of individuals. I will get the money and the support, and sooner or later you'll see the house will be perfect. The people will acknowledge us once more, and the Foxglove Manor, and nay, its family, shall leave this horrid past behind us.
There is nothing said, yet you can just feel the anger coming from the person. Where once was love, now indifference and anger and just an almost unbearable amount of hatred.
Save your scowls and your criticisms. I'm going anyway. And then you'll see. Then they'll all see. I do not feel warmth from you as I once did, my love, but rest assured that once I do this, once I make things right, you will feel different. Yes, it will be different. Yes, the misgivings. That was what they called this place. But no longer. Sandpoint will change everything. And he's going to, and Alden stands to his feet and walks out the door. He thrusts upon it with a certain determination and fervor, almost as if he, as he is walking towards some great purpose.
As Alden walks out the front door, it's not hinged properly, and he has to kind of lift it and push it out. He now walks out into the cold, and the wind catches a slight sobbing sound.
As he's about to leave, he stops for a moment and whistles. Montrose! Montrose! Here, boy!
A small dog comes running out, and follows Alden. It licks his hand as the two companions head down the road. We transition back to the room. Alden looks around and he says, Montrose, where are you, Montrose? Come to me. And a eerie sound. It almost sounds like barking. Everyone turns their head, and laying on the table in the far corner is a sheet. And under the sheet is a small, it looks like something moving. It's about the size of a dog. Could be a little smaller, maybe a little bigger. And you can, just peeking out from underneath the sheet, you can see something wagging. And you can hear the rap, rap, rap on the table as something knocks and raps on the table. Montrose, where are you, Montrose? Where's that damn dog? It's never around where I need it.
What have you done to him? Rain is going to move over to where she sees this shaking sheet of sorts and lifts it up.
You uncover and you're taken aback. There is what once was a dog is now a terrible visage, skeletal in appearance. One eye blazes with eldritch energy, hateful energy. The other is cloudy and dead. Some of its skin has been peeled away to show bone and sinew. Around its neck sits a spiked collar, but along the metal are different runes carved into it. Cassandra and Nexon, could you please make me occult checks? I know both of you have occult magic as a skill.
$30, $20.
Ooh. Yep, you guys are on the same page.
Bring Montrose over to them. Do you know what this is?
Nexon, Cassandra, you both seen runes like this. Not, it's a binding spell. It binds the soul of an entity to an object. Cassandra, it's like, Cassandra, you've seen this as it was used in your on your farmland. It kind of keeps the spirit of an animal bound to the body. So if Nexon, you've not really worked with this, but you know obviously of it. You've read and dealt with the occult in that manner.
Yeah, Nexon's just gonna kind of lean into Rain and just it's keeping the spirit here.
Like a trap, an actual spiritual leash on this poor thing?
That's
Can we free
probably
it?
the best way to describe it.
What about taking it off? Will it free it if we take it off?
So Nexon and Cassandra, one of two things can happen. The spirit could go free, or the spirit might be binding the spirits is a terrible procedure. It warps them and it twists them, and the animal might become aggressive. So it's like it's one of those things. It's like, you know, when you open the cage, the animal might either flee or be aggressive, and it's one of those things like do we open the cage and see?
Can oh, I feel like it's like game wise it's a waste, but Carla wise and Kaz wise I feel like she would do that. Can I use my sin boon of abjuration, which is protection, to like, I know there's a spell that's called like a sliver of peace or something, and it like emotionally creates an emotional void. And can I give that dog peace as we pull the rune off of it? Ooh. And then I'll protection release it? I don't know. I just want to protect the puppy's soul.
Not that I can do anything about it, but as another suggestion as well, if necromantic energy like warps the soul and twists it, I know Becca still has the gluttony rune floating around as well. Would that be able to like untwist the damage done? Yeah.
Yeah, either or works perfectly fine. I understand what you're trying to do, Cassandra, and Rain, if you wanted to use your natural rune, you could. Both of them would work, but it would be that using the rune kind of gives you the, how can I say this? It almost guarantees a safe departure versus just pulling it off and seeing what happens.
Yeah, so before we do that, I'll tell Rain and with, I assume, Nixon's help, explain that it is essentially a wild animal at this point. If we pull it off.
I'm okay with that. Whatever it needs to be, but I cannot leave this creature as is. It will only continue to torment and destroy, and it kills me to see this poor creature like this, especially since we knew him when he was better. I can't. And she's going to pull Montrose close to her chest. If I hold him, will you release him?
Sure. And then, yeah, I'll use my rune. Can I also use it, a little bit of that protection magic, to seep a little bit into Rain so that she feels, not like it dampens her emotions, but like it just makes it a little bit easier to bear? Is that also possible with my rune?
Yes.
Guys, you knew I was going to spend it on this dog. I know it would have been better in the fight, but I'm going to spend it on the dog.
I feel like we're all spending everything on this dog right now. Like seriously, at this point, we've seen like murders, a whole farm has been set on fire. None of that matters.
No.
It's all about Montrose. And no regrets.
Cassandra, as your rune flares up and fades, you reach out with that protective energy as Rain unhinges the collar and takes it off. There's a slight whimper in Montrose as the collar comes off, and Cassandra, you reach out and you can feel the spirit, and your spirit intertwines with it, and there's a moment where you and Rain are standing in a field, and you just see Montrose look over its shoulder, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful dog, and its little tongue is hanging out the side of its mouth, and it looks adorable, and it gives you a yip, and you could see it kind of run into the sunset, and it lets out a little bark of joy. And now it comes back, and
Can we definitely? I'm sure Rain would also, but I'm just gonna spiritually say, you're such a good boy. She.
You're the bestest. Go chase all the squirrels, find all the sticks.
The dog stops at the very edge, as if beckoning to you to come play with it, and then you can hear a voice in the distance, and it's a female voice, a voice you've heard before. It was once in pain, and now you can hear her voice, and she says, Montrose, Montrose. And the dog, and now everything fades. You're back in the room. Nexon, Marvolo, you could see the dog's body as it was twisted, and it now fades and turns to ash, and it just kind of goes in the wind. You know, Nexon, that it's been released, and you could feel very quickly everything feels a little better. And then there is a rap on the floor. Next thing you turn, and you can see Foxglove Alden, whoever he is, has picked up his cane, and he seems to be getting himself ready for something. And he looks around, and he looks at you, and he says, "Oh, madam, would you be able to help me with my clothing? It seems a bit torn. I cannot go to the ceremony like this. I hear word that you are a magnificent seamstress."
Well, I guess my reputation does precede me. What kind of ceremony are you going to? It's important to know these things, so I dress you can help dress you appropriately.
Well, I'm too, how can I say this? My darling over there, and he points one of his very long, almost comically long fingers at Rain. We are to be bound together through this. And he shows a symbol you've seen carved on the chest of those other poor souls. This one's carved on his chest, except this one seems there's like a light kind of coming out, and that green, hideous light is coming out from behind that 7-pointed star. It's not a wedding, but a joining. It's a happy day.
Happy day for some, I suppose.
Yes, I feel that. And he kind of, flaps his clothing to like put it closer to his chest and straighten. And as he does, he flaps, and you could, the wind kind of pushes up, and dust and dirt kind of falls off of him, and he coughs a little bit. Sorry, it's a bit damp down here. But I know we can do something about this, right? You have talents. That's why I brought you all here. All of you have wonderful talents.
Yes. And she's gonna pull her sewing, like some of her sewing stuff out. And try and like catch somebody else's eye for a moment, and just be like, let me get your shoulder measurements here for a second, and try and like maneuver around to the behind him. And she's going to just be like, now, it's very important that you're frank with me, and I'd like it if you could tell me the truth about what you're looking for here. And she is going to, pulling out her thread, let it kind of snap and cast Zone of Truth.
Oh,
Oh.
that's so awesome. You will I have to roll, right? I
Yeah, it's a
have to
will save.
will save. I'm
Um,
the
so, and actually, probably everyone in the area is now,
now has to talk a
because it's
little
a 30
truthful.
foot,
Yeah.
or it's a 20-foot burst.
Oh, I mean, you could. So it's off. So you could position yourself to make it so that like it would just be more or less on them, on you and Alden, than
Yeah.
the rest of the party. So we'll just say that you position yourself in the room in a advantageous position so that it doesn't zone the truth the rest of the group. So that like you guys don't come back and Rain's just like, I'm gonna murder everyone. Oh,
This is my true feelings right now.
yeah. So the zone of truth goes out. That was a really cool maneuver, Dawn. So I'm going to give myself a negative on this roll. So let's see what I get. I rolled a 1, so I can't get any lower than a 1, but that is the perfect moment to roll a 1.
Yes.
So
if that's I don't know if that's a critical failure or not.
As per the simple rules, not going into great detail, Pathfinder 2nd edition has a step ladder. So yeah, so at a 1, it instantly creates it makes it go down by 1 full step. So if it's a failure, it goes to a critical failure. So even if I had succeeded, let's say I have a plus 90 million, it would still go from a critical success to a success, and not so much. But this is a critical failure on your part,
Okay.
on my part. So I now have to tell you everything.
Yeah, can't speak any deliberate and intentional lies, and takes a -4 status penalty to deception checks.
Well, that makes my life a little bit more harder. So as you kind of waft this energy out to create an area where truth can only be spoken, your eyes do that glow of energy as you release the magics, and you feel something and strange. Here's the weird part. It feels like you casted this on 2 independent targets, but there's only 1 target standing there. As if there might be something a little wrong in the entity standing before you. They do fail, so no, I'm not cheating you out of your victory, right? I'm not like, oh, there's 2 separate ones. But so Alden feels your energy, and he kind of swoons a little bit, and then he says, well, I'm sorry, madam. Let me get down. I apologize. I'm so much taller than you small folk. I apologize. That's on me. I am so sorry. And he claps his hand, and a stool slides across the room and comes to a spot where he feels that you could step up on it, so that when he kneels, you'd be kind of like at shoulder height with him. And he kneels, and he says, oh, yes. I am thinking something formal, something beautiful, something to match her. And he points at Rain, and he says, beautiful. And he kind of wobbles a little bit, and he actually grabs the chair, that big chair. He grabs it to leverage, and he mutters, beautiful. We go back only a few weeks of maybe a month ago or so, and you see Alden heading up the road followed by Montrose. He's talking to himself. He seems elated, a lightness. His clothes are dirty, full of soot, and he's excited. He he's joyous. He's happy, and he's talking to Montrose, and it's kind of a back and forth. And the dog looks at him and barks, and shaking his little doggy butt, following his master, and he says, as you come out into the house, you open the front door and you walk in and you start to talk to yourself and recount what just happened at Sands Point. You just met one of the most wonderful people ever. It was the beautiful Elsie. She had saved you from the fire, wrapped you up in her arms and took you out the front door, saving you from that terrible goblin raid. And then on the hunt, she was magnificent. Was she not, Alden? She was amazing. She defeated that wild boar with such grace and class that only a woman of her stature could do. Power, femininity, everything was wrapped up in this figure. Everything you longed for, everything better than the woman you had married had been. As you come in, you shake your coat off and you hang it up, and Montrose runs towards the living room and stops. Its fur goes up on its neck and it lets out a low growl. You come in to the living room to see what's going on, and standing there is a man in a red suit, flanked by 3 other figures. Mr. Foxglove, how do you do this evening?
I do well. Who might you happen to be, and who let you in?
I am a benefactor of sorts. And I apologize, I have let myself in. It seems your house is in a bit of disarray.
Well, my house, and it's unless you're a builder, my house is of no concern to you. I must insist that you've come at quite an inconvenient moment, and you must leave at once.
As you say that, he picks up a statuette from the floor and he twirls it in his hands, and he looks at you and he says, "What have we got here?" What have you done? And with that, we are going to a quick break. Hi, everyone, and thank you for that. Yeah, we're back. We're super jazzed, and right before we left, we had a boss bar battle activate, and as such, we did our magic. Michael did their magic, and we have summoned in one of the greatest bosses ever to grace our presence. It's the wonderful, the magnanimous Mr. Eric Mona, one of the amazing founders, people of Paizo, Pathfinder 2nd edition. Thank you for being here with us.
Hello! I am happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me back to reprise my beloved role of Aldern Foxglove. Ha ha! So nice to see you all again.
It is a pleasure having you back with us, and I'm sure everyone in chat is going to lose their mind because we've been holding this a secret for a while. So I'm super jazzed. Yeah, so that's what happens when you fill a boss bar. We just summon someone from Paizo into the encounter. I think that's a fun ability.
Cool power. It's a cool
Yeah, right?
power. Yeah,
It's an
try and do
amazing
it
power.
like when I'm in the middle of a budget meeting next time, please.
No, just shoot us a
Summon me right
text.
out. That would be fantastic.
Oh man, chat's blown up. So thank you very much for being here with us. And
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm so jazzed to be able to get to play this with you, reprising your role from episode 2. Right?
Yeah.
It was like episode 2. Many moons ago. So let me paint the scene again for you, Mr. Foxglove. You've just come home from Sands Point. You have just you're kind of high on the adrenaline of meeting your new friends and meeting Rain. Montrose and you have just entered the manor in which it's still a mess, and a gentleman and his maybe 2-3 friends are there, and they are talking to you about helping you, and you being they're able to provide you with the means to fix up the manor. And
Oh. What? And they're saying that to me now?
yes.
Well, I sort of absent-mindedly put my hand on a medallion that I've been wearing for the last couple of weeks, and it's got a bunch of little pieces on it. There's like a theater ticket stuffed in there. There's like a pink plinkleberry, smushed on there, and it's the thing that Malvolo gave me as a going away party. And as these men so magnanimously agree to help restore Foxglove Manor, I will hold my medallion, and I say, it's so good to know that there are good people in this world willing to help. Oh, it's been a recent trend. No. So, this is something you will do for me gratis?
Oh, no,
Is it
Mr.
honor of the noble Foxglove name?
Well, there are a number of people we've reached out to, but we feel the Foxglove family aligns themselves well with our beliefs. Obviously, we will help you financially, and you just have to do a few things for us. Nothing terrible, nothing too risque.
Do I know who these people are?
You not exactly.
Okay. That's what sort of things? I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, you understand. I just met the most remarkable people.
Do you?
Have you ever heard of an Alceste?
An Alceste, and he scratches his cheek. No, I don't think I have. What?
Amazing creatures.
Oh, wonderful. Are they amicable to your endeavors?
Not as amicable as I'd like, if I'm being totally honest, but they're wonderful, wonderful.
Well,
They're like moose people.
Oh, moose people.
Yes.
Might.
Well, to be clear, I've only ever seen one. She is unique.
She seems wonderful. And I feel that maybe if we were to work together, we could help you get to know her a little better.
Really? Do you have connections in the Alceste community?
Not exactly, but if your home is up to standards, obviously you could invite her over, have her for a ball.
Ooh. Well, it shouldn't just be her. It should be all of my new friends. They will all need a place to stay in Foxglove Manor, and if they wish to stay forever, then maybe they will. Maybe, once they enter Foxglove Manor, they shall never leave.
One can dream, right, Mr. Foxglove?
Yes. Well, tell me, what is it that you need me to do? Your bargain gets better by the moment.
Only a few things. We are just seeking a few names, maybe people you know, who are like yourself, down on their luck, but who have family backing.
I sir am on the upswing.
Well, now you
I
will
enjoy
be,
you.
but we now can change everyone's fortune here in Sands Point and in Magnamar.
Really? Tell me more. How will you accomplish this?
We have been given the opportunity to work with a most magnificent woman. She has great power and the ability to reach out and acquire objects and goods that we cannot.
Is she a moose person?
No, she is not a moose person, sadly.
Ah, so it sounds like a powerful woman. A noble of some kind?
Yes, her name is, maybe you've heard of it, Zanesha.
Zanesha. I believe maybe I have heard this name pass through my noble friend's lips. I should quite like to meet this Zanesha. She's a contractor of some kind? She helps people build houses?
Not homes, lives. She helps rebuild lives.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, all you would have to do is, like I said, find people who are down on their luck, but who have a drive to do better than themselves, just to seek more and who want more from their lives.
I see. My connections are not what they once were, but I think I could probably give you some names.
That would be most generous.
That's
And
all?
that
I
is-
just give you some names and then you'll fix my house?
Well, we'll get to the house fixing.
There are
You'll
some
give us-
resilient stains in the house.
Oh, well, we could take care of that. That wouldn't be.
Things have not always gone the way that we would wish in the Foxglove Manor. There was a tragedy some years ago, you understand.
Oh, we specialize with tragedy. We are able to handle tragedy.
Well, good companions to have. May I know you by names? Are you part of some kind of group?
We are, but you could just call me Mr. Seven.
Mr. Seven. Well, I am Aldern Foxglove, and it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Such a generous. And you would be number 6 and number 5, or number 8 and number 9? I say to the guys.
Don't worry about my companions. They're actually here to help us on our travels. Why don't we collect some goods and we could go meet your new mistress and she could help you.
I look down at my garment. Now, is this like right on my arrival from Sandpoint?
Yes, it's
I've been like traveling and stuff. Like, I shall need fresh suit and coat and pantaloons if I'm going to meet this remarkable woman. Yes, can you wait here?
Of course, we could wait for you. Can
I get you a snack of any kind?
We are more than okay currently.
I have been on the road for a long time, and I could eat a person. Well, I'll go and get some new clothes. How about that?
That sounds wonderful. And
Excellent.
Be quick about it, Mr. Foxglove. Be quick.
Time is of the essence. Oh, how exciting. So come along, Montrose. And he's going to go put on his finest long blue coat with a gold fringe, fine vest, some beautiful pantaloons, and shoes with the buckles that don't shine quite like they did when he bought them new 12 years ago, but they were stylish then, and they're the best he can do.
Of course.
Under the current circumstances. And a walking cane as well. Oh. But I will put my talisman, my new talisman, on top of my outfit. It will seal the deal.
It is quite stylish of you to put your talisman there.
Yes.
As we transition back from that memory, and we now are back in the underdark of the manor. You're in the room. You're surrounded by Rain, Cassandra, Nexon, Marvolo, and you kind of snap to it. Nexon has just casted Zone of Truth to just help your tongue flow a little lighter. And you stand there and you see Rain, and she's now getting up off of the ground. She is holding the bouquet of black roses you had given her. And you make eye contact with her, and she is as beautiful as you remember her.
And
Oh.
angry.
Lady Rain, the way the torchlight glows on the fur at the tips of your antlers is beautiful to behold in person.
Do not
Welcome
talk-
to my home.
Have you lost your mind? Rain is going to throw the flowers on the floor next to the ashes of Montrose, which is now just barely leaving any mark on the floor. How could you do any of this? How could you do this to poor Montrose? This abomination that you have created. Your wife. Where is your wife? What happened to her?
Oh, let's not talk about past relationships.
No.
Poor
we are talking
Montrose
about
was my boon companion. I wished for him to accompany his lordship this whole time, maybe forever.
the selfishness
but now
that you
He shall
hold.
have to be replaced.
No, you do not
His
replace
lordship
something
needs
that was
companionship, Lady Rain.
you. Rain is just getting frustrated and will slam her hands against the table. Are not listening to me. You do not get to distort and destroy the beauty of their lives by turning them into some sort of monstrosity. Your wife, what happened to her?
She was. Let us not speak of Aisha. She was not faithful. She turned her back on me, which she should not have done, and she's gone. That's all that's important. She will not be a problem for us, Lady Rain. Oh, our friends! Wait. What happened to the lizard? He is not here. The lizard man, is he dead?
He's not dead. You don't need to. We just
Hex, how's the theater business?
Parted ways. Oh, it's going well. You know, I did. This is a very interesting room behind a very interesting door. Where are we exactly?
I believe we're in Foxglove Manor, are we not? Yeah, but how rude of me to invite you to my table and not invite you to sup. And he pushes this goblet toward you. And at first it looks like little candies or something, but the closer you look at it, I'm really sorry to say, but it looks like it might be filled with like human tongues in this goblet. And he's like, how rude of me to eat without you. Please, join me. Now that Montrose is here, I shall need the conversation, and we must hurry, because the Herter may be coming soon.
I'm sorry, the what? No. I'm not getting caught up into this game that you are playing. You are not well. No one in their right mind does this to those that they love. You need to sit down right now.
All right, he sits down.
And you are going to
Yes, anything for you, Lady Rain.
Please just
tell me what you
me.
wish, and I shall do it. I've waited so long to see you again. All of you. Oh, wonderful. Things have not been well since last we met.
Malvolo will turn to Cassandra and say, did you notice that any of the bodies that we had found thus far, none of which were missing tongues? Where did he get a bowl of tongues?
Okay, do the tongues look fresh in the bowl?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say maybe it's like something he kept in the fridge, like
Yeah.
from murders previous.
Oh, good. Good. I am most pleased at this revelation that there are probably scores more bodies that we have not yet found.
Well, spores is a big word. That means 20 or more. There's not that many tongues. I've only had 3.
Well, you know what they say, a moment on the lips and whatever gross thing this is.
Yeah, well. Oh, look, if you prefer not to eat, I could maybe get something else, a beverage of some kind.
No,
You have much to discuss. Much to discuss. How are you finding Foxglove Manor? Newly restored, I might add. Newly restored by my friends the 7.
Your friends.
Actually, they said they would restore it, but they never came back. I'm not sure they're entirely trustworthy.
No. You pause there for a second.
Oh, anything for you, Lady Rain.
Just call me Rain.
My
Rain
lady.
is just not going to make eye contact anymore. She's just going to stare at the table, looking at her hands. You mentioned the 7.
Yes.
Who are the 7? And what were they doing in your home?
Oh, well, I'm afraid to tell you, because I think the Hurter is affiliated with the 7. Have you encountered the Hurter?
Let me guess, they hurt people?
Yes, that is why they are called the Hurter, because they are so harmful and hurtful. It's the Hurter who brought these tongues, not my lordship. Or your lordship.
Breathe, Rain. You can handle this.
You can do it, Rain. I have faith in you as well.
You do not get to be a part of my internal dialogue, okay? I am just...
Well, you were saying it out. Okay. Oh, anything
myself.
For you, Lady Rain.
Oh. Okay.
But we must quiet our voices, or the Hurter will hear us, and he will be here imminently. When the Hurter comes, I cannot protect you.
Yeah, no, you make.
I might add, what happened to poor Montrose?
No, you're making excellent sense, Granddad. Okay, yeah, the Hurter, he's like right around the corner and everything. Yeah, no. Now listen, you've clearly missed out on some of your medication. Okay, now all we need to do is make sure that you're in a nice and safe place. We got a place just down the road. It's a brilliant little place, quiet, big heavy locks on the doors. You know, you'll find yourself right at home.
So when you say that I've skipped medication, it kind of winces a little bit. And that's like one of the first times you notice that there's like little, at first you think maybe just like makeup or some scar or something. And then you realize that there's like very slight, like looks like healed over like wounds kind of on his face and on his hands. Like he looks like he's been through some struggles, physically. He's still the old Aldern that you know and hopefully love, but he looks like he's maybe he's recovered from almost like smallpox. There's something wrong with his face. It's dark down here. You can't see particularly well, but yeah, there's something's not right with Aldern. I don't know if you've come to that conclusion yet, but now you're almost sure of it.
Nexon's gonna kind of keep taking some measurements, like as he's sitting, and just, so this Herder, does he have anything to do with that interesting star on the door or a 7-sided box?
Like I said, I think the Herder is somehow affiliated with the 7. My friend. It is not safe here in Foxglove Manor. It is not safe anywhere. It is not safe. They have roots in Magnamar.
They have roots.
So either he's lost his mind or we're in actual trouble and we're stuck down here with him.
Lady Rain, these are hardly mutually exclusive.
The next
I
time
have
you call
had
me
troubles
Lady
with
Rain,
my
I'm going
mind.
to chop off one of your fingers. Which one do you want? Go ahead. Next time, I'm telling you, there's a line and I'm setting it, and it's important for me to set boundaries and recognize what's healthy for me. And I told you, do not call me Lady Rain or I'm going to chop off one of your fingers.
Ooh. I've never seen the spirited defense before. This is a new dimension. I shall do what you demand, Rain, and we shall turn over a new leaf. My foxglove leaf has been turned so many times this year, another flip will not hurt me at all. But the hurter will hurt us all.
Let's not talk about your flipping leaves. The herder.
I can hear the herter's steps coming down the hallway behind you. He's coming. Look out, my friends.
Wait,
Great. Point to Clody. Clody, just close the door and barricade it for right now.
But there's no one behind us. I mean, just okay. Collodi, with his puppet body, kind of slams the door shut, and he'll actually take off one of his arms, and as he does, he sort of wedges it in the door handle.
So presumably, while Collodi is doing that, everybody kind of turns to look at Collodi. And when you turn back, Eldern Foxglove is standing from his sitting position, and he actually is pulling out of his jacket like a long, sharp razor. And he says, "Someone said something about cutting off fingers. You cannot barricade the door from the herter, for the herter is here!" And he's going to... Who's closest to me?
Definitely Nexon.
Okay.
Nexon! It's Nexon!
Get up!
thinking,
Right, okay.
I
Away
was-
from me! And he's going to actually try to take a slice at Nex. The herder, that is. We'll try to take a slice at Nex.
Well, this is a turn of events.
Alright, so we're just gonna make an attack.
Yeah, if that's okay.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Yeah, that hits. That's...
Oh, wait, don't speak too soon. Because your old boy, Eldern Foxglove, rolled a 1!
Oh, there we go.
A 1. So that's going to be a miss.
Also, I didn't plan that music just then. That was just timed in such a way that I'm like,
that.
my heart. Because that was very loud.
Yeah, so this thing, by the way, it's more than just like a razor. It's like a big, like a weapon that kind of unfolds like a razor. And he just, and takes a swipe at you and misses. Goes right over your head. Maybe it cuts the measuring tape.
Yeah.
And when he does that, he opens his mouth and his tongue, you can see it's like long and purple, and it kind of comes out like almost like a foot, and then it slips back into his mouth. You have heard too much already. Fingers, we said. Fingers! And then he advances like he's going to attack again. I mean, I'll keep rolling attack rolls if nobody...
That's it.
Actually, Rain's going to respond. You are going to sit down, and she's going to equally kind of stand up in size, trying to build off of this momentum of threatening to chop off his fingers. She is feeling strong and assertive. You are going to sit down, and we are not afraid of you, and you're going to answer these questions for us.
Do you have Intimidate?
We're going to try.
Okay, I'll just pretend I'm an NPC for a second, because I am. And can I make my say? Can I want to make a sense motive against your Intimidate, and if you beat me, it'll work, right?
Yes.
Yep.
13.
All right. So he. What do you stand up and you say what?
We are not afraid of you. You will sit down and you will listen to us.
All right. So he's like, he holds his razor and he's like, ah! And then he's like, and he kind of steps back and staggers back and sits down, and he turns his head up and he says, I'm so sorry. He comes sometimes and I cannot stop him. You must help me. You must help me, Rain. He's
No.
he's in charge of my mind. It's something that happened. It must be the 7. It's some. Oh, it's so
Just stop.
terrible.
You just stop and you just focus on something. Anything else right now? You just count to 20. I don't know. I don't care.
That's
Count
a
to
great...
20. You focus on that. Somebody, the Nexon, are you okay? Can you tie him up? Do you have any string or rope or anything?
Yeah, I can tie him up. That was my favorite measuring tape. She will pull out some rope and quickly start wrapping it around him and the chair.
Rain is going to grab. Can't believe I'm touching him.
Oh,
Going to
I
grab
waited so long for this.
Alton's hands that were resting on the armrest, just to kind of hold his wrists down more so and look at him in the eyes as
He's
much
like
as this-
smiling. He's super happy. Little purple tongue behind his teeth, flickering around.
I need you to focus right now.
Yes.
And I
It's
want
very
you.
easy to do under these circumstances.
I want you to focus, and let's think back. Think on Montrose. Talk to me about Montrose. Describe him to me. We're gonna focus on this until we get you in a safe spot.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind. I
Montrose.
knew that you would help me. Montrose, my beloved Montrose. He's a dog.
Montrose.
And he has
Yes,
floppy
yes.
little ears. And
Good.
he would pee in the house sometimes in the corners. There's a thing with corners. I don't understand what it is, but some of the
His
stains
favorite
here, I
food.
must admit, are his. Others are
What did he eat?
from other members of my family. But he is it is Montrose who I loved the second most, Rain. The second most.
Let's focus on Montrose. We don't need to focus on your
Yes!
first love.
Oh, yes,
Just
Montrose.
what did Montrose love to eat?
In latter days, he loved to eat human limbs, and he always would spit out the hair. Never
switch
eat the
again.
hair. That's something they never tell you before you get the fever. They will never. You don't eat the hair. It is indigestible.
Rain's stomach is churning in all of this. Okay, toys. Montrose's favorite toys. Next, how are we doing with the toys?
Yes, Montrose's favorite
Yeah.
toy as well.
We're,
Years ago, he had an old stuffed goblin that he used to carry around until one day he accidentally tore its head off in a little bit of rough play. But lately, there's a woman's hand, I think, is what he
okay.
was
Nope.
mostly playing with in latter days.
Nope.
Yeah,
we're
Nexon
good.
ties off the final knot. Is like,
Oh.
we're good.
Thank you.
Oh, yes. But wait, if I am tied up, I will not be able to defend myself against the herter when the herter comes.
Rain is half thinking, too bad. In her
So,
mind.
bad news. You in some part are the herder.
What? That must be why I sometimes feel as though he takes control of my body. He's done terrible things to your lordship. All your lordship wanted to do was to have a house and a noble family that was restored to its glory before Vorel. And that has not happened yet. There's only one thing missing for the Lord to inhabit the manor. And then he just looks right in Rain's eyes. He doesn't say anything.
Whoa. Oh,
Well, while this is all happening, when the herter came, can I check, like, from necromancy or arcana, is it inhabiting him or is it potentially sentient and elsewhere? So, like, are we only going to expect the herter from him, or is the herter going to, like, possess somebody else and be like, hey, what's up?
Great question. I think that's a Jared question.
Yep. So you could, that you didn't have any of the normal willies that you get when you're dealing with the supernatural. It more or less seems to just be something Mr. Foxglove is dealing with. It's more of his own personality shifting and changing.
Okay, so there's no like probably spell that like exorcism, I don't know, something.
Not offhand, no.
Could I potentially try and identify if this is some kind of like actual mental sickness? Using a medicine check. In the time since I'd last met Alden, Malvolo has studied quite a lot of medicine, especially since we dealt with the insane asylum. He'd also been looking at like the transitional state of people's minds during kind of these weird, strange, supernaturally kind of events. I want to see if any of that research kind of correlates to his current state of mind.
Okay.
I'm going to use my assurance feat, which I applied to my medicine, and I'm going to give myself a straight up a 23.
Nice. How can I say this? It's it seems to be he keeps it. Foxglove is slipping back and forth between these personalities. So it's more of a problem with him than it is like external, and also, the fact that he has a purple tongue could lead you to believe that there might be something else wrong, not so much. And it's not like, oh, his tongue is purple. It's that long, creepy, purpley tongue.
Okay.
So
so it definitely seems to be some sort of like, there's something affecting him, which has also affected the mind, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try something, and I have no idea how this works in Pathfinder, but at the same time, I feel like this is the best time to ever use it. I would like to try to use auto-hypnosis. I want to try and seeing how Rain is talking to Alden, I want to try and coax Rain, or coach Rain, into trying to create a mental barrier for the Herter inside the mind of Alden Foxglove, so that he can, maybe help push that deep urge into a box and a cage and leave it there, so that we have the more meek and somewhat more manageable Alden that we know coming to the forefront.
So you're going to
this is just like Sigmund Freud. This is just purely hypothetical medicine. It is not in any way a special ability or anything like this. It's just pure hypnosis.
Let's play some
I don't-
psychic games.
Yes.
I'm not 100% sure how this would work.
I do not need spells to mess with your mind. Tell me about your mother.
Yeah.
What is your relationship?
Diplomacy?
Yeah.
Bluff?
Yep.
Yeah. There's a
It
million
depends
good
on your
checks.
opinion of psychoanalysis, I
Yep,
suppose.
I could do all of the above.
I await a solution.
What
I'm
do we
going
need
to also
say?
cast guidance on whoever's doing it. And at the same time, I'm going to say, because we've seen the flashbacks as well, I'm going to say, focus on our friendship and our talisman. Is he still wearing it? Are you still wearing it?
Oh, maybe we could put the mentality.
Is just like bright in the light
If-
of the candlelight.
All right, so if we can see the talisman, maybe I'll try to. Ren, listen. If we can convince Alden to place the Herter into the talisman and have our friendship keep him at bay, then it pits the strength of the Herter against his strength that he sees within our friendship. And right now, there is nothing Alden believes in more than his friendship with us, his love of you, and all of these things. It might just work, at least, to stop him from being violent. Did you see the size of the knife? It was huge.
I really hate this plan. and nobody cares
That's
how
rich.
large someone's knife is.
Australians do.
Not what I was told. Yeah, literally, Paul Hogan did.
Fine. Hold up the talisman, and you keep it up close to his face, and I will talk him through this.
Coax out the hurter, Rain. Coax him into the talisman.
Please stop saying that. We're just going to. I want you to look back into my eyes again.
Oh, they've never left. They've been
She's
locked
having a
there the
hard time
whole
opening
time.
her eyes.
Did you receive my letters?
Oh, good God.
I want
I've
you
been
to do
trying
me a
to
favor.
communicate with you for so long,
Here's the
Madam
thing,
Rain.
Okay, you found something new. All right. We
can
are
adapt.
going.
I will change if you want me to change.
Let's try one change together. All right. There's
All
something
right.
that's stopping us right now.
Yes.
It's that herder. That
Yes, the
herder is a
herder.
barrier.
I don't
that-
want to talk about the herder.
Let's-
It does horrible things.
I want you to push them out. I want you to focus on. Remember, Rain is struggling to put this out. Remember when we first met?
At the Swallowtail Festival. Yes, I remember. It's the day
Very
my
good.
life changed.
Okay.
Everything was on the downswing before that, Madam Rain.
I'm sure it was. I'm so glad I could be a part of this moment.
I'm sure it
with
was a
you.
huge change for you as well. I feel it in my soul. For all of you.
I didn't realize it at the
Didn't
time.
it seem like that Swallowtail Festival was like the beginning of a new chapter for all of our lives? Perhaps the first of 6.
Who would have known at that time how impactful?
I know, but
that
in
starting
retrospect,
moment
it seems as though that.
would be. Right.
I can
So-
feel the hurters coming.
Oh, but remember that moment. You have to push
Yes.
them away. We want to stay in that moment.
Push away the hurter.
Push them
Yes.
away, and we can.
The hurter cannot hurt me if it is in the talisman.
Right. Push it away. Just keep pushing it out of your mind so that way we have more room for
I
our
could not-
friendship.
I could not do this without you, Rain. Thank you. And Eldern's gonna try his best to push the herder into the Plinkleberry talisman.
Oh, okay. I'm not again, this is all I would feel that like he could try to suppress it in
Yes.
in the talisman, but also having those emotions where you're kind of forced to like push away this identity that's there to protect you. You become overwhelmed with maybe the grief of your past
Yes.
actions.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll try that. I concentrate all of my efforts and look at the talisman and look at Rain, and then oh no! I've done such horrible things. How could I have done that to Montrose? No.
Let's not lose that, right? Montrose.
How
is
could I
happy.
have done that to Aisha? Oh God, no.
Cassandra and I saw them both. We've both seen them recently.
You
So
saw Montrose?
Montrose and Aisha, they are Cassandra happy. Right? They're
I don't want to talk about Aisha, but Montrose is happy. Montrose never betrayed me. Montrose never sexed with a carpenter.
I'm sure Montrose never did that thing.
Yeah,
No.
look, and if it's any consolation, if you're talking about your old lady, I kind of smacked her on the head with this giant mirror, and she.
Thank you. Thank you so
Well,
much for that
sounds
addition,
like a more
Collodi.
effective way of dealing with her than I did.
Okay.
See, we're bonding.
How could I have done it? Oh, Rain, what sort of monster am I?
This is harder than any 2-year-old I've ever had to take care of. Okay. You are not a
You've
monster.
taken care of 2-year-olds. A motherly instinct. Oh, that will come in so handy.
No, we won't.
Oh.
Okay, focus
Oh.
on. I'm running out of. Okay, I'm so desperate for this to work. Aldrin, she's gonna grab his hand again.
Yes.
You have to make room for us. So.
Are you saying what I think you are saying?
Probably not.
Oh.
I want you to push the past behind you. I want you to push the herder behind you. All of it. You're going to be brand new so that we can get along.
Yes. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. I shall concentrate.
Good.
And he concentrates on the talisman.
Exactly.
And he just starts to cry.
If we do not do this, we will not have a future together.
I'm doing it, Rain. I'm doing it.
Okay.
I feel as though the herder has left me. There is a void inside of me that must be filled by something or someone, Rain. Maybe the friendship of all of us can fill the void. Can you untie me? Perhaps if I could hug you, all of you, not just you, Rain, all of you, that might seal the deal, so to speak. But this, am I wrapped up in the measuring tape, or is it rope that's that Nex put around me?
It's a combo of the rope and the measuring tape.
Okay, cool. It's chafing. Please remove the rope. I've had terrible skin condition for these last few months. I hope you can't notice.
No, you look
You
very...
can totally notice. Now that you're up close to his face, like he's like ashen, like there's not really a lot of color in him. He's got these weird like scars. Got a livid.
We're definitely gonna lie to his face. No, you look...
You can't lie to my face. We're in a zone of truth.
Oh, that's
Yeah, Rain.
Right. This backfired.
Yes.
You
It must be the truth, Rain. I am.
Yeah, Rain. What's the truth?
I am concerned with how you look.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah,
there
see-
are magical ways to make me. I could assume the form of a moose person, an Alcese. Maybe that would be more fitting for our companionship to come.
No, I'm not.
There is still a
I'm not
chance for us,
ready.
is there not? Even
There's
though I've done
not.
these grievous things to my ex-wife and to my dog, and this whole house is terrible and terrifying, and I tried to serve you human tongues. There's still a chance for us. Tell me there's still a chance.
Let's start with friends. There's a rule that before
Friends.
you can show interest in someone, you got to get first with their friends. So I want you to start with Collodi, and I'm gonna drag Collodi over.
Collodi's feet are like planted in the ground. He's like scraping the ground as he's being pushed by Rain, who's like twice his size. What now?
We shall be the finest of friends, Collodi.
Yeah, no, that.
And I want you to know, you are not just a stepping stone to get me closer to Rain. I genuinely appreciate your companionship.
Oh, you know what? That's actually one of the nicest things that people have said to me. These guys are actually really mean to me. Quite a
well,
lot.
Now that the herder is gone, I have nothing but niceness left in me. It shall be like old times. It shall be like the boar hunt, Collodi. Remember the boar hunt?
I do remember the boar hunt. Like when the boar mauled Crut. That was hilarious.
Collodi, a friend would untie another friend. Could you take your little fingers and maybe undo the measuring tape?
Well, I mean, if that's what friends would do,
very good at what she does, and this is, I must say, uncomfortable. Please untie me.
Yeah, we're friends now, right?
We're friends now. It's old Aldrin.
Yeah, bestest of buddies. Okay, let's see if I can. He's gonna reach down, to untie him, but remembering that one of his hands is still stuck in the door. I don't know if you've ever tried to untie knots with a single hand. I sure have.
Creepy.
And it's basically him going, sorry, listen, quite literally Malvolo made my hand with all thumbs. So this is just a little, just let me just try to Try to make this. Anyone could try to stop me here.
As you're closer, I'm like, have you ever thought of putting Malvolo in a talisman? You might be able to break that bond as well.
You can break bonds like that? That's amazing. You know what? You and I, we got to definitely nurture this friendship. I'm liking what's happening.
The hurter. But there is a hole inside of me that I feel as though something might need to fill it.
There's a hole inside of me too. He opens his chest. There's like an empty. We have so much in common.
Yes, Kalodi. Perhaps you can take the place of Montrose as my little companion.
All right.
Come closer, Kalodi.
Oh, that's Alden.
This is a little concerning how close. I get it. How about let's rotate? Cassandra, come say hello.
And I'll miss you most of all, Cassandra.
So while this has been happening, can I check, like, is he a ghoul? Because he did mention, like, the fever and when you eat the hair. Or is he a lich? Like, can I just be like, I'm just standing in the background trying to suss him out the whole time. Sorry. The ghost of Montrose is in the distance.
Yes, Montrose is back. Oh!
Montrose is calling you out.
Oh, poor Montrose.
Sometimes I still hear his little barking.
I feel that at this point, getting closer to Mr. Foxglove, you would notice that he is not part of the normal living.
You know, actually, as well, one thing that probably should be mentioned is that there is kind of a weird smell in this room. And as you've been getting closer, some of you, the smell is very definitely coming from Aldern Foxglove. It's like one of those smells with like rotting meat, but like at that weird moment that only probably exists for like a minute, where it almost smells delicious. Like it's disgusting, but also there's like a hint of almost like a delicious quality. Like it makes you hungry in a weird way, and actually in a very unsettling way, it makes you hungry. That's all I've got.
On that note, Malvolo would recognize the smell of formaldehyde because of the whole medicine stuff.
It's not that.
It's not?
No.
Oh.
It's
Well,
more
Does formaldehyde make you
organic
hungry?
smell.
Actually, fun fact, formaldehyde and other preservatives are commonly used in medical studies, and I know this because my partner works at a university, and they tell their medical students that when they have to do like the dissection, stuff like that, not to worry, because it actually makes you feel hungry when you work with cadavers that have been preserved in formaldehyde.
Well, this is a similar effect, but
The more you know.
organic, more down to earth.
So like blue cheese kind of. Mm.
Yeah. Oh, a fine example of something. similar.
Excellent.
Do I reckon, is the smell like the smell I get when I start to decay?
Wait, you start to decay. I've missed a lot in this campaign.
Yeah, so basically, as a bone oracle, when I use my curses, I start to decay a little bit.
It smells a lot like that.
Well,
lot, like too much like that.
Well, it seems like
Okay.
Alden, Kalodi, and Cassandra are going off on their own entire adventure.
Yes.
This is-
Different.
The three
More
best
than a
friends that
replacement
ever
for
were.
Montrose, but we're only missing 2.
I'm going to, so on my way towards him and then getting Kalodi out the way, I'm going to cast Armor of Bones on myself for my own protection, but it also makes my curse come out. So I start to decay and you can smell the smell. And then I say to you,
His nose, by the way,
It's-
kind of comes alive. Like,
oh no, curse. Oh, I made a bad life choice. I'm gonna say, don't worry, Eldon, we are quite similar. And then I'm going to reach out my hand and pat him. And then as I do, you can see like my arm is gaunt and looks, but I'm gonna be like out of the reach of the tongue. Like I don't want any like, bleh. No tongue touching anyway.
No, well, he's tied up, he's not going anywhere really. But when he sees that, he says, oh, have you too had a council with Zanesha?
No, if I would love to know how it happened to you, as we all would, and then I can share how it happened to me.
What do you mean what do you mean by it? How the hurter started coming?
Yes.
Well, I suppose if Jared would like, I can lay out the whole story. But there was trouble here in Foxglove Manor some more than a decade ago. And, I left. And upon my travels, I met up with a traveling group of Varisians. And I offered them a chance to stay at my estate. It was terrible weather. I had only recently reacquired the estate after the trouble with Vorel. And, among the Varisians was, the incomparably beautiful Aisha. Oh, Aisha, my beloved. Oh, she was like nothing I'd ever seen before. And I've only seen once since. And he turns and looks at Rain. And then he says, and we invited them to the house, and Aisha and I became betwixt. We were beloved to one another, and she became my wife. At this point, we were fixing up the house, and there were some agents of a group known as the Seven that were going to help me. And one horrible day, when I returned home from Magnamar, I found them. I caught them. Aisha and one of the carpenters. I can't even remember his name. He was not noble. It's not important. And they were together in the library behind my back. And I cannot have that. Not in Foxglove Manor. Not with my wife. And so I made sure that their dalliance would never happen again. I put my sword through that carpenter and dropped him where he stood. Aisha, of course, was terrified. She would not stop screaming, so I made her stop screaming. I loved her too much to use the blade. I gave her one final embrace. And then I wrapped her in a blanket and put her in the attic, where I believe she remains to this day. But the carpenter is long gone. Neither of them will trouble me ever again. I will not be betrayed. Not by the Seven, not by Aisha, not by my friends, the heroes of Sandpoint. Now that you have come and finally shown me, your lordship, an ounce of compassion, I am ready to turn that leaf again. And this time, I will not be betrayed, and I shall not use the weapons of anger. I shall use only the weapons of love, and we shall live together in harmony. We can cleanse Foxglove Manor of the taint that turned me into, that changed me, and that brought the others into my life. Now one of them, the hurter, is gone in this talisman because of the power of love. I am cleansed by the power of love. And then he just sits there.
The words are correct, but how he says them, it's just... that is all Malvolo can say, is like, I know it makes sense. What he is saying is exactly what we want him to say. But there is something heinously wrong, and I'm not sure if it's because his throat is decaying, or if it's the smell, or if it's whatever. I don't know what to do here, everyone. I am perplexed.
So,
I,
as Mr. Foxglove tells you their story, and you could see the madness overwhelming and changing and forcing him. I'm going. Someone in the chat has given us a channel point redemption. It's called Moment of Glory, and I get to choose whenever it's going to be used, and I'm going to give it to Mr. Foxglove. Moment of Glory, as I understand it, it's kind of like they can change, have some kind of like
Excellent.
every like they are able to use a grandiose change.
Okay, so he then sort of looks up at you and he says, "Thank you for purging the hurter and getting him out of my mind. But it has left room for another." And he stands up and just like his weird, he shouldn't be able to stand up, but he like kind of flexes, and for a moment like his muscles ripple and the rope just like falls off of him, and he reaches into his this all happens in a flash, and he reaches into his coat and he pulls out something, and you're like, what is it? You expected it to be the razor, but it's not. It's like it's like a bag or something, like a pouch. And but then you're looking at it and you think to yourself, why does a pouch have a mouth? And then you think to yourself, why does the pouch have like 3 mouths and a nose? And is that an eye? And he just slaps this thing on his head. And you can see it's a mask made from the faces of multiple humans. And they look like they're like in pain and tortured expressions. And just as you like turn your eye from one, you turn to the other, and it's just hideous. And it looks like just a disgusting, he's wearing like multiple faces right now, you guys. And he says, "You have made room for the skin saw man." And then he pulls out his war razor, and y'all need to roll initiative.
Yep.
I
I'll
don't
just
think we
remind
can be
everyone,
friends
I
no
have
more.
armor. I have extra armor of bones.
Yes, you do.
Hashtag just saying.
What just happened? Can I?
Well, you guys vacated the herder from his mind, which just gave even more power to another personality.
Oh no!
The skin saw man.
I just want to stand up and like slap you across the face.
I hope you mean Eldrin Foxglove.
Yes. No. Yes.
Oh,
no,
good.
No, not
Good.
you.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Of course. Yes. The only one who truly
This is all
deserves
very good. Rain would like.
Yes. Well,
What
well,
with these
please,
antics, Alder?
please, I will willingly take the blow. To be touched. Okay. Well, Jared, I turn things back to your capable hands.
Is it because we didn't hug you?
Not enough hugs.
Honestly, it's because no one hugged Aldrin for a long, long time. Started with his father, and it went to the orphanage. Aisha hugged him for a little while, but that actually turned out to be a bigger problem. Montrose! Did you guys
Hug
destroy
other people.
Montrose right before I got in here? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Free Montrose. You turned
Oh,
him into
well.
a monstrosity.
Oh,
with
well,
your runing
okay. Well, he
leash.
looks like a stain now, where before he kind of looked like a dog. So, who really did the saving, I think is the question.
Well,
Anyway.
Close your eyes. He looked like a dog.
Skin Saw Man doesn't say that. The Skin Saw Man wants skin.
So what is super funny is apparently everyone's terrified and rolled real bad for initiative.
Oh,
And the highest roll on the board is
I got a
Alden
23.
Foxglove.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, let's see. Who is nearest me? Probably Cass, yeah? In her bone armor. And he says, "We'll cleanse that bone and get to the flesh beneath." And he's gonna try and slice at you. Let's see here. I should probably look more closely at his combat powers. All right, he's gonna start with the attack. Okay. Yeah. That should be good. All right. Oh, he's got more than one attack, actually. So the first thing he's going to do is slice with the war. Oh, no. Sorry, Carla. I rolled a 20.
My +4 to
Yeah.
armor does nothing.
Oh, and to confirm, I rolled a 19. So the confirmation on this guy here is a 21. I'm sorry, 31. Does that confirm, Jared?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, great. So, but it's just a wee little razor. There's really not much to be too concerned about, you guys.
Well, there is one extra thing. On this particular game, we have managed to purchase something and put it to good use. We have crit cards.
Nice.
Decks of shiny crit cards.
Nice. I love it.
As an aside, before I die, if I die here, I have immediate blood vendetta. So at least I'll, try and pop that off before I die.
I thought you were about to say before.
I don't think Jared would invite me in just to kill off the characters. Right?
I thought you were about to say that I have blood vendetta. So if I die, I'ma haunt you.
Oh no, I'm still gonna haunt you. But...
All right, Eric, if you can give us a number between 1 and 5, that'll determine what your crit card is.
4.
4. All right, with a slashing weapon, it is a long gash. Normal damage, but with the additional crit effect being 1d4 persistent bleed damage. The DC is a flat check to remove the bleed. Would be 5 higher than normal if anyone were to try. So it would appear as though your war razor, whereas it cuts quite deep and quite razor sharp, as I imagine Alden likes to keep it nice and sharp there.
Yeah. So I do 6 points of damage on the main attack. Do I roll the bleed now or later? Now, right? Okay. And was it how much bleed was it?
1d4.
D4. Sorry, 4 points of bleed. This round. And then he slashes at you, cuts kind of like right through that armor, and as you're dealing with that, he reaches out to you with his other hand, misses, and then he's gonna try and bite you as well, because why not? And he rolls a 1. Do you have a fumble deck?
We do.
I do indeed.
You get
The highs and lows with the skin saw man.
I can just imagine like Alden like trying to wrest the razor out of his hands while he's mid-fight.
He just does this sweet slash right, across Cass's like torso, and then does this like feeble reach with his hand, and then goes, but completely misses.
All right, 1 to 5.
1.
All right. It is a melee attack.
Yeah.
I mean, hand it over. Unless you succeeded a reflex save, the target gains possession of the weapon that you are using. Given that you are biting, I mean, are you using dentures?
No.
No, then we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
Rang your own bell. Until healed, you are deafened. So as you chomp your teeth down and miss, you bite with a tremendous force with your jaw not being able to measure the force in which you clamp, and it shakes and rattles the skull, disorienting your sense of hearing.
Cool, this will be good for role-playing.
Also,
Read
after
my
you
lips.
slashed me, I will automatically cast Blood Vendetta. So you have to make a will save. And I'm going to hopefully also make you... We're going to bleed together.
Okay,
We're
that's
the
cool. I
same.
like it. My will is... hold on. 19. Is that good enough?
Okay, I'm so sorry. Now
That's
I need
fine.
to check. Sorry, Jared. Is it good enough?
I'm just over here learning how to reread first edition stat blocks.
Let me see 1 second. Your DC, Carla, is...
Music is very...
Yeah, the music is pretty intense.
This music in particular is from the actual anniversary edition Pathfinder Rise of the Runelords, and this is actually the Skinsaw battle music. So it is
Hey.
Very fitting.
From
Very
Sirenscape?
fitting. From Sirenscape.
Your.
Oh, 23. It says it here.
Yep.
Sorry.
So
Okay,
you're,
so I failed.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Okay, so it's 2d6.
Ow!
And you also get bleed. I believe.
Ow!
Let me
Everybody's
triple
bleeding.
check that. Well, I did say we were the same. So on a failure, you take full persistent bleed damage, and until the bleeding stops, the target has weakness 1 to piercing and slashing.
Ooh.
Weakness 1 to piercing and slashing. And how much damage
And-
total?
4.
4.
4. Plus the bleed, or 4 with the bleed?
Yeah, it's 4 with.
That's
Okay.
with the bleed.
Okay.
And Kaz is actually going to say, I told you we were the same.
I thought we were friends.
Which one of us lasts the longest.
Oh no.
Because he doesn't really
Opted
seem
for,
that
like,
hurt.
friendship
be
bracelets
fully honest.
instead.
Oh, now they need a high
We're-
five
we're
with their
blood-
bloody hands, like,
blood
you know.
brothers. Blood
Yeah.
brothers.
Yes. Yes.
Next up is Rain.
Ugh. Horrified at what she sees, I am going to go ahead and use my sin boon. I would like to, of sorts, awaken the speared bat on my antlers that I have been wearing around. I don't know if you knew this, but last time someone yeeted me with a catapult to spear a giant bat with my antlers,
Okay.
and I've just been wearing it.
So they use you as like a missile.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, I mean,
Yes.
A moosel, if you
It-
will.
A missile! Yes! Love it.
Amazing.
I would like to use my sin boon to awaken and command this bat to grapple our skin saw. Just to wrap its giant wings and to hold him for us.
Is the bat alive or dead?
I'm using my sin boon to command. It is dead. It was speared by mine. I found
We are more alike than different.
Ah!
All of you, tap your inner evil to defeat me. Praise to Father Skinsaw!
I just want this to be over with. Go and bind him. And she commands that bat. Will that be okay with use of my sin boon?
Yeah.
Yes, good. So, do I need to roll something for the bat to see if it grapples?
At your athletics against his fortitude DC.
I hope your fortitude is terrible.
It's mediocre.
I have a 29.
I got a 34.
Oh, bummer. This bat is struggling. Just trying to, it can hook like one wing on, and as it tries to get the other, you shake that one wing off.
Wait. I did the math wrong. I'm sorry. I did a 24.
Oh, then it hugs you. The hug
Yay!
you've been missing for a lifetime, and it begins to smother you in its bat love.
I don't breathe anymore. But okay, I'm being smothered. Affection. This is the hug that I have so long waited for.
That's
No,
not
that,
what the point of
that
the
his
hug-
lordship has so long waited for. It means nothing to me.
Keep those
Get this bat off of me!
You should not be here. Give him back.
I can't hear what you're saying!
No. Read my lips. Bring him back.
Oh. Bring him back.
Oh, good. He got that
Do
message.
you missed his lordship?
Mm.
He would be so delighted to hear it. Lady Rain!
I'm too nice still to. Oh gosh. No, I'm not nice enough. I'm going to attack him with a weapon. Yes.
Oh, really? In the same round that you sicked your bat on me?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm
sure I don't get
scared
another
and
turn
upset.
before that?
I'm upset.
Oh, it's that human emotion. Oh, Alceste emotion.
Don't. Get in
You
my
shall
way.
be rid of that soon enough.
You can't change me. You can't change me. I've changed enough. Stop it. Rain is just fighting it. She can't look at him, so she's not aiming for anything like waist high. She's going for the ankles.
Hey.
It'll be a 27 to hit.
Oh, God. Yeah, of course.
Ow! You gotta cut through the bat to get to me. I'm wrapped up like a cloaker.
No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
It's up high. Your
No,
ankles are
okay.
exposed.
There's still
to
some open
scandalous
areas for
individuals.
slashing and
Hide your ankles.
How did you attack me again?
So you've been grappled, and I'm pulling out my dagger of venom, and I'm going straight for your ankles. Like, we will make it a little cleaner of an attack. I just take my dagger out and I just stab it into your foot.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's gonna hit for sure. 27 is like a
damage.
Oh, damn. Okay. By the way, he's hurt, but he still looks, I'd say, very, very capable. Like,
I'm glad you didn't say healthy.
No, that wouldn't have been the right choice. But he looks, he's got some vim and vigor still.
I'm just gonna that. You have to keep holding him. Don't give up. I know the bat's not alive, but I feel connected to it.
Cannot hear a word you are saying, but perhaps poor Alden can. Cry out to him. Beg him to return to you. He would like nothing more, I assure you. I'm trapped in here with his mind, and all he thinks is Alceste this, Lady Rain that. Every once in a while, a little bit of, Cass and Nex as well, but mostly the lamentable obsession.
No. Stop it. This is
I shall never
Rain.
stop.
Mr. Foxglove, don't forget, you still, the Skinstone Man has that ability to warp their reality, their boss battle.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I'll get to that in a second.
Yes.
I presume I can only do that on my turn.
Yeah.
Jared, that was too long for you to linger on that inquiry.
Yeah, okay. An army of ghouls shows up.
Now we switch over to Cassandra after she used her reaction to make you feel her pain.
Yep.
So Cassandra, what would you like to do?
I hold up my ghostly hand and I start to form a almost wispy lantern as I'm going to cast Reaper's Lantern.
Okay.
Which I call forth a ghostly lantern that guides the undead towards true death. So it sheds bright light in the spell's area, which is 5 foot currently. So currently only towards Alden. And then it needs to be a fortitude save. And if you fail it, they become enfeebled 1 while you're in the area of my lantern.
I got a 26 on my save. Sorry.
It's fine. So I hold up this lantern and I look at you like, I've got this. You're going to death. We are done. And then I see that you don't. And then my eyes widen. And I'm going to keep holding the lantern because I can do it sort of every turn. And then I'm going to try and cast Disrupt Undead on Alden and see if that works. Okay, let me...
Yep, that's a...
You can cast 2 spells in a round.
She has the ability to.
Nice.
Oh shit!
I'm sorry. I mean, poop.
No, that's okay. We're a soft damn. Shit's fine.
Yes. You just make it for.
So it's another fortitude save. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that one is not fortunate for me. I got a 13.
Okay, 23. 23 is the fortitude save. So that is not.
I failed. I would have critical failed if this was Pathfinder 2.
It is Pathfinder 2.
Oh, it is. Okay, then I'm critically failed.
Oh, snap. Then I think you critical fail, double damage, and enfeebled 1.
Yes. Stack it.
How much is double damage?
2d6.
Aw,
2d6.
I was actually about to ask you,
those.
Eric. I was like, he seems surprised that people can cast twice. I wonder if he thinks we're playing
I
Pathfinder
was
First
like,
Edition.
I forgot that this was second edition, so I'm okay. We're good.
Yeah.
which makes it all the more impressive how Alden's doing at the moment. Just saying.
Yes, indeed. I know, right? Like I'm. We'll see how it goes. I'm sorry. How much damage, Carla?
5.
5. Okay.
But enfeebled 1 as well. So there's that.
That's pretty good. Okay. Oh, and I have weakness. I got weakness 1 before that, right?
No, you were grabbed.
Oh, okay. Okay. Enfeebled 1. All right.
You would fight for this fool Aldern Foxglove.
Whose turn is it?
We're good.
Next up is Nexon. Nexon, what would you like to do?
Nexon is going to grab one of the charms on her wrist and kind of stretch it and break the string on the charm and kind of throw it towards Alden and just say, you, sir, are no gentleman, and I will cast Agonizing Despair.
Who's the bad guy in this? All these spells you guys have are so hardcore. Jeez.
So it's a will saving throw.
The tale of 4 home invaders who attacked a man and his dog.
I know, right? It's terrible. I almost certainly failed that. Let me double check here. Will, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
15.
15. Oh, yes, that is just a failure. So, you take full damage and become frightened 2. So that's 4d6. 10 points of damage.
He's looking a little shakier.
As you are racked by all of the things that you fear the most.
Whoa, that's a deep well.
And then I will just look over to Rain and tell her, fate is on our side, and I will give you a nudge fate.
Nice.
Feel a little more bolstered already. Our purpose is pure enough. We're in the right.
Yeah. I can't hear you.
Keep talking.
And
Rain is just, I know this isn't part of it, but I'm just gonna start mouthing things, not really saying things.
Yeah, nice.
Just-
Okay.
Love poems, I assume.
and the turn now goes to the dynamic duo of Kalodi Malvolo.
So Malvolo, seeing Cassandra bleeding profusely, I'm going to very swiftly make my way over and tend to the bleeding. I believe with the persistent wound and it getting a +5 higher makes the DC 20, which means I'm going to use my my medicine check. So move up to Cassandra, medicine check to stop her bleeding, which I'm then going to use my feat assurance to take a 10, and then just go BAM! I have healed you. You are no longer bleeding. The wound was deep, but thankfully caulk works very well in a multitude of different situations. Not just for wood, but people too. Might be infected, but we'll deal with that later.
Don't worry about that later.
And with my last action, I'm going to instruct Kalodi. Kalodi, Alden is in there somewhere. You must help get him out. And Kalodi's like, Alden's inside him. Oh, that makes so much sense. Don't worry, Alden. I'll get you out, buddy. And all of a sudden, you watch as his arm flicks out. And Alden, the last time you saw Collodi, there was this very, very shiny blade that sort of came out of his forearm. This like kind of razor sharp, beautiful looking blade. It has changed since the last you saw it. And what comes out is basically this chainsaw. As this rotating blade covered in electricity thrusts into the through the bat and tries to sort of just plow its way forcefully into Alden's body as he is constantly screaming, "I'll get you out, Alden! Don't worry!" Yeah, so I'm going to try and dig Alden out of your body. Oh wait, that's not the right one, but same attack roll. That is a 28 to hit.
That hits.
All right, and that is a glorious 19 points of damage.
Good lord. So does that do the damage to the bat as well?
Good question. However much
You were
damage.
gonna cut right through the bat, so hopefully yes.
Yeah. However much damage the bat takes, obviously that'll, be reduced by how much Alden ends up taking. But yeah, basically Collodi's arm is just stuck in. There's just this squelching sound, these bits of viscera flying in all directions as Collodi is holding his arm in, almost in he's a construct, so he doesn't really have tears, but he's emulating the I'll save you, Alden! He believes this is helping.
So what happens to the bat? That's important to me.
Very.
The bat gets mangled and mauled as Collodi comes in with the blade, and it's not on Rain's head, right? It came
No,
off your head.
she shot it at me, and it's enveloping.
Oh yeah.
And,
So
and
it's
Collodi just cut through it with a
chainsaw. This is just what it is.
yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Whatever. We'll destroy Rain's favorite things, but whatever Collodi wants.
Well, I have
Rain, you shall have whatever you wish after this combat.
Does not.
For eternity.
I'm just dead on the inside now. Dead on the inside.
Just like me. We're so similar.
Can't win.
So the bat kind of gets mangled up. It's still flapping and hitting Alden's head, but Alden can now see, so he's no longer blinded by the bat. So yeah, he could see.
Am I grappled by the bat?
The bat has it does still have a hold on you, but not strong enough to keep you restrained.
Okay, great.
Because it got messed up by the
Excellent.
The stabbing bits.
all right, that's all my actions.
And that leads us to Alden's turn.
Aldern looks right at Rain, who has been messing with. I mean, you're all messing with him pretty bad, but looks right at Rain, and he says, "You have brought quite a change upon his lordship." And the faces on the mask start shifting and moving. And the one face slides on top of Aldern's face. So Aldern's eyes are looking at its eyes. And then the other face slides on top of that. And then the other face slides on top of that. And so he's looking through three faces. And as he does that, the face starts to change and shift. And it grows elongated and weird. And then these two antlers come out of the sides of his head, and he looks just like Rain. And he holds up his war razor and he says, "Dance with me, Lady Rain!" And he's gonna make an attack on you.
This is also a mental attack because I am wrecked right now.
He gets a 29 with his war razor.
Gosh, I feel we're 29 will hit. Yes.
Okay, so he is going to do 8 points of damage.
8. Got it.
And then as a little last thing he's going to do, he's going to try and reach out and touch you as well. And that time he gets a 26.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, so then his claw does 4 points of damage, and you need to make a saving throw. A fort save.
A fortitude save?
Yeah.
Please be good. A 33, dear sir.
Okay, no problem. For a moment, as his claws rake your skin, you almost feel like your joints sort of stiffening and tightening up, but then you shake it off because you're filled with adrenaline, and you're being attacked now by a creature that looks almost. I don't know how many other Alceses you've seen recently, but this one looks disturbingly. Well, this one is you, so that's a little weird.
And he's like, "We shall dance forever. Or at least for the next 5 to 6 minutes."
And then he's done.
Next up, it's Rain. So Rain, you are now dancing with Mr. Foxglove.
Just seeing him scratch at her and seeing herself in all this and being forced to see herself, it makes Rain incredibly upset. She hates that she is an Alcee. She hates that she's being forced to embrace this and engage this and go against anything and everything that she's gone for. I'm going to Titan Wrestler and charge at him, just full anger. I'm not sure if we're close to it, but I'd like to just push him into the hearth. I don't care if I get burned into it.
Throw him into the open fire with you.
Yes.
Okay. So you make a athletics check to see if you can grapple Mr. Foxglove, and then yes.
Have you described the room that we're in to the point where they can tell that behind him on the wall, presumably where she's pushing him, that there's a giant patch of hideous fungus?
No.
Just
because
FYI.
it was all blacked out by the darkness.
Oh, okay. Well, as you get closer and you're pushing, you realize that whole back wall is covered with a hideous black fungus. But by all means, push me into it.
I mean, I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm
I bet.
angry. I don't know the surroundings.
Yeah.
I'm doing this in full anger, and I'm pushing forward. God, I hope I don't regret this.
No,
A 26.
no regrets.
Well, my armor class is 23, if that matters for this.
Yeah, so you start to push him back, and moving towards the back of the room, you now see that the wall is covered in this mold fungus growths. As you get closer and closer to everything, if you want to keep pushing, you can keep going if you want. But you could
I
decline.
am Druidic Order of the Leaf.
Yes.
Wow, that's gross.
Thanks. Oh, I'm
I just read the
gross one
book
here.
and it's like, holy crap, this is gross.
Oh, that thing. I was like, you were calling me gross.
No.
That's
but
rude.
like,
Thank you.
no, of course not. I could
It's
never
out
call
right
you
now.
gross.
I've not done this before, so I'm going to need a little guidance. You said there's this black fungus.
Mm-hmm.
From it, can I use my druid feat of a Leshy familiar?
You have the
Does that work that way?
not like the Leshy familiar is like you get a little companion.
Yes.
Yeah, you should probably
I was
already
just-
have that.
I was
Yeah,
just hoping to. I don't have one yet, but I was.
Oh, you want to try and like summon it out of
Summon
the
it.
black fungus?
Summon
Yeah,
it
I don't know
out of the
about you,
black
Jared,
fungus.
but I'd sure allow that to happen. Holy crap.
Yeah. If the man is gonna say I should let it happen, yeah, let's let it happen.
What fun! A black fungus leshy, and I'm sure that it's going to turn out to be safe.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
My little poison buddy.
Mhm.
My little poison buddy.
The new plushie.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how you guys do this to me. Like every week at this point, you come with something new. So yeah, so you go to summon from the fungus. You finally summon forth your Leshy buddy, your little Leshy fan, and the fungus the spores kind of spray into the air and start to form a new shape, and it starts to take shape onto the floor. And at first it looks like a little fungus man, with think like Toad from Mario Brothers, right? That would be the best way to describe it.
Cute.
And then its face contorts and changes to a hideous shape, and all of a sudden I think Alden would recognize the face, right? Like, because it's a family member.
Yeah.
It is a family member. And it's the face of Vorel, the man you've been seeing in the pictures, the man who was trying to become a lich.
His grandpa?
His grandpa, and now he's become an entity, and you kind of drag the house. Actually above you would probably scream, like an audible scream can be heard as you've dragged his soul into this creature you've summoned into reality.
Can I just
And
say
Alden
way
looks
worse than
at
my
it and goes-
necromancy?
Aldern looks at this creature and goes, "Grandfather," and it's Aldern's voice again, not the Skinsaw man.
Yes. Yeah. So that's a thing now.
That's your familiar now.
That's
Yeah.
my familiar.
In a way, you'll have a foxglove with you forever.
Great.
Mhm.
This Leshy is born out of the disgust and hatred that Rain is feeling. This is something that's been bottled up deep inside. How much she hates how she looks and who she is. How could you do this to us? And she's shoving you, and she reaches across to that fungus and tries to drag out that energy. And while it looks cute and adorable and sweet on the outside like her, it pulls out and shows that anger by revealing your grandfather. And a true matching of nature. And I'm assuming that also is a reason why that hatred, that anger, that shared disgust allows them to feel connected enough to make this work-ish.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Yes.
That's a thing now. We're
His lordship always knew that you would be the one to bring his family together.
Stop talking to me.
Lady Rain! Or shall I
I-
say, Lady Foxglove.
That throws her. Is the fireplace close enough? Can I try to throw him in?
I think the summoning kind of stops that. Like
Fair
that.
enough.
That
I've done enough.
Maybe
you-
next round.
As you've summoned this creature into existence, and it has Alden's grandfather's face, the creature speaks with the voice of Vorel, and it looks directly at Alden, and that hate you've given it gives it life, and it looks at Alden, and in a old voice it says, "Oh, you were always the weak one, Alden. Look at you. Look at how you failed your family."
Can I hear it, even though I'm deaf?
It speaks to your soul.
Cuts through the deafness.
Yeah.
Aldern's like, "Grandfather, no, how can you say this at the moment of my victory? It's the moment of my betrothal. And he says that looking at Lady Rain.
And we pick up now with Cassandra, who just witnessed this. All of this. Everyone's seen this. Not sure how you guys want to take this.
A little mushroom with a human face on it.
So, does Alden seem less capable when Alden comes out?
I mean, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Theoretically, he's more cowering and simpering, but he's still holding that war razor. To be clear.
Okay.
And it's got blood on it. Moose blood. And your blood.
I'm
Doesn't
going
have
to...
any heck blood on it yet.
I'm going to use my entire turn to animate Aisha's body from the attic and bring her down because I want her to emotionally cripple Alden.
Woo!
Yes!
Wow, this game's taken a turn.
Guys, I was doing 4 points of damage. I'm just emotional damage is the hardcore one.
I'm also bleeding from a previous thing.
That's
so how much damage did that do?
You take an additional. Cassandra, you were the one who casted the bleed on him. Or was that Nexon? No, that was.
No, it was my
cast.
revenge.
Mhm.
So what's it? A D4?
Yes.
A D4.
3 points of damage.
Okay. He's starting to look hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, I'm still gonna do that. Can I do that? And I'm gonna cast it at a heightened spell.
Oh, so you're gonna eat up your high spell lot. Yes. It will take a bit for the reanimated dead to get to here, but that body from upstairs, you can. It'll just take a little while for it to get here. You know, it's all the walking. Their legs aren't as limber as they should be.
Yeah. So I'm gonna focus on that.
Yes. So that was Nexon's turn. Nexon, what would you like to do?
Nexon's going to pull out a needle and prick her finger as she looks at Rain and Alden and just say, "Oh, bless your heart," and she will cast Needle of Vengeance on Alden. So whenever that's a will save to see if it goes into effect.
I fail.
So whenever you attack,
what's the DC actually? That might be important in this case. I may have.
It is my. Oh, where is it on my character sheet? My spell DC, which I can never find on Roll20. Nope. I want to say it's 19.
Okay, well then I just simply failed.
Okay. So yeah, I'll set Rain as the forbidden creature. So you take 2 mental damage anytime you use a hostile action against Rain.
Yes.
I don't like that.
And yeah, we'll try with the other action. She will quickly untie a knot and sell out. Well, hold your horses there, and I will cast Daze with my final 2 actions.
I fail that too.
All right. Mental choke. So you're stunned 1 and take 1d6 of damage. 5 points of mental damage.
Oof. Okay. He's been taking a lot of mental damage this year. and now really taking it. Okay. What does stunned 1 do again?
Stunned 1, you lose 1 action.
1 action.
your
Okay,
turn.
that's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
Very effective tactics. Damn it.
Wow. Okay. So, Alden, you've taken a lot of emotional and physical damage.
Sure enough.
As Nexon kind of reaches out with her mind to stun you, right? To cause you to feel the grief that you've had. You look and you see the visage of your grandfather sitting, standing in front of you. Well,
Like a little
about
tiny,
knee height. Yeah, a little tiny.
like a
tiny
Smurf.
gran-
version.
yeah,
Yeah.
tiny grandpa. You feel confused, right?
Yeah, that's probably fair.
You know the house. You've understood what your grandfather tried to do, right?
Mhm.
You've had that knowledge. You've actually found the box, the phylactery,
Right.
and you had, your communion with it. And having that communion, the spirit that was pulled out of the fungus is now free.
So
And is free in this little creature that Rain has created. And the little creature kind of opens its eyes and stares into you, and you could feel your soul and its soul starting to touch and kind of bond with each other, and yet another face is added to the mask of skin that you wear as you are kind of pulling your grandfather to you.
Yes. Vorl Foxglove put years into the study of unlife and how to return, but he failed at his final moment and he was blasted against this wall. But now you, Lady Rain, 50 years later, have brought him back and finalized his most important undead work. Grandfather Foxglove lives, and you shall die.
And even though it's gonna pain him to do it, he's gonna keep attacking Rain. So I take 2 mental damage, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
2. Okay. So he's kind of doing it, and as he does that, like the moose visage kind of slips away a little bit, and now he looks like half Eldern and half moose, and it's just like morphing and changing like at every moment. And he is going to try to slice at Rain, and he says,
If you will not join his lordship willingly, in undeath we will be together forever.
and he totally misses. So then he's going to try to, he just reaches out now, just like he's still got the Roar Razor in one hand, but he's reaching out like an embrace, and he's like,
Shall we seal the deal?
and oh no, he got a 24.
That matches. That goes
Oh.
in your favor.
Darn. So he hits you with his claws, and that does Nelly, that does 7 points of damage,
Okay.
and you need to make a fortitude save.
I will hopefully do a good job.
You have completed the Foxglove work.
Is it 20?
Truly, you are a Foxglove.
Stop saying that.
Fort save.
It was a 20.
Oh shit. It doesn't work. Damn it! You bat away my affections.
I
That's
am
pretty
not
cool.
a foxglove. I am not a foxglove.
I'm done.
Stop it.
As you end your turn, the voice of your grandfather, the spirit that you've reached and connected to in this room, is now trying to take over. You can feel its voice in your head becoming another persona. It's trying to change you to be the most. Please give me a will save, Mr. Foxglove.
All right. I rolled a 2, Jared. A 2.
Oh. So Vorl is now trying to take control over you. So you will take a stupefied, as the faces that were shifting and changing now condense that old man face, and that's what is staring at you, Rain.
I welcome you all to my manor house. I'm done.
Rain is it's your go.
Great.
Accept your fate, Lady Foxglove.
You would not stop talking to me while I'm. I actually don't have a card for my Leshy. So I might need a little.
Do too much.
Yeah, Leshy is basically like think like Toad from Mario Brothers. It can move. It's small, and it gives you like additional stuff like you can just have it get closer and it can cast a spell through it to your enemy.
Got it. Well, considering that it's not what I want it to be and I'm just unhappy all around.
It is your familiar though, so you've got a special bond.
Yes.
Oh, good. I've got a special bond.
That thing lasts for your whole life.
This is what I've always wanted.
This is what Aldrin always wanted.
I'm terrified.
Or if I'm being more specific, it's what Vorel always wanted.
It's one, except for I don't know what I want now. Now I'm just very confused.
Yes, that's also part of the plan.
Rain is going to fall back on her initial plan since she entered this place and wants to burn it all down. Just afraid and wants to reject it all. I am going to cast Produce Flame and try to just reach out and burn with my flaming hand Aldrin / Vorel / Chain Skin Saw.
The fires of passion burn hard in Lady Foxglove.
Don't you talk
And
to
burn
me.
hot!
31.
To hit?
Yeah.
31 to hit.
I'm hit.
Can we just pretend like it's on his lips or something? Like, I just want
You don't have to
stop.
pretend. It can be on my lips.
I
That's
want
fine.
to. Okay, so I'm reaching out and I'm putting my hand over your mouth.
You feel a little bit, by the
don't-
way, just a little bit of that purple tongue just tickles the palm of your hand. As it's
gross. I'll reel back
Sorry,
really
this is
quickly.
so gross, but you know it's kind of fun.
It's perfect.
Yes.
That is going to be 4 points of fire damage.
That hurts him.
Mm-hmm.
After feeling your gross tongue,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a step back. Oh, and I'm just gonna pull my shield up. I need some sort of barrier between you and me. Just leave me alone, and I don't want to be here anymore.
I understand.
That'll be Rain's turn.
Cassandra, what would you? Cassandra, as you focus on the undead, now you can hear, kind of like above you, footsteps as they descend.
Nice. I need to step away for 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
Yes.
Can I, at level 1 though, cast Animate Dead to somehow like make her speedier?
To
So
force
I'm giving her a
move.
speed boost.
Yeah. You're burning spell slots. I'm never against allowing my players to burn their stuff to make things happen a little better for themselves. Unless you're Rain, and then terrible things keep happening. I like that because, like, yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna like focus on the footsteps, and I'm gonna like give her a little Super Mario boost.
Yes. So the she's now gonna be at the door at the end of your turn. Like her face will be coming into view. Yet another figure from Alden's tortured past.
Cool. And that's my turn.
Oh, not a problem. So we'll just move down to Nexon because it's going to be Nexon's turn. So, have you thought about what you would like?
Yes. So yeah, seeing Rain pull out the produce flame, she's going to pull out the cat's cradle and slide our fingers into that and kind of pull it into the cat's cradle and tell Alden, your fate is to burn alive, and I will use my 4th level spell to cast Seal Fate. So it's a Fortitude saving throw.
$22.
That was
No!
a success.
I mean, yes.
So, but it does mean that you gain weakness 2 to the chosen damage, which fire until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
And okay, great.
All right.
And yeah, I will. I don't have anything that's. I will just throw up shield, just to be safe. So
Yes.
pulling out some of Nyx's web, snap that together.
As Alden, as Nexon kind of summons that seal around you, and now weakness takes hold of your body, a pretty face you remember from a past appeared in the doorway, and that was Cassandra. She forced that undead creature to come faster. She spent everything she had to have your beloved ex-wife to appear in the doorway, and so she is now standing there. So now that's a problem. She's not done anything. She's just in the doorway, looking a bit of a mess, as you remember her.
Oh, if I see that, can I, as Malvola, burn my pride rune and create the illusion that she is still healthy and in her prime, so she does not look undead at all. She actually looks resplendent as she stands in the doorway.
Sure. Well, it's now Marvolo Colodi turn, so yes, that you could on your turn do that. That's perfectly acceptable.
Very well. This is what I will do. I don't know what that's gonna affect, but I'm gonna do it. So yes. So I'm gonna spend one action to do this. Colodi is still within range of Alden, but is next to, I believe, Rain still as well. So unfortunately, no Colodi Explodi. So I am going to use my next action to I've got an idea. I'm going to use Colodi to have Malvola yell at Colodi, "The mask. It's like the totem. Rip it off his face. Tear it from him. It may free him." That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Do not argue with me, you giant chair. And Colodi's like, fine, Jesus, all right. And I'm gonna try and wrest the mask free from Alden's face, and try to. Basically, the goal here is to try and confront Alden with his wife. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what's happening at this point. At this point, it's just like, I thought we were here to stop a serial killer. Now there's this. So I'm gonna go make I know it should be an athletics check, but could I make an acrobatics check if I were to flip over his head to do it?
I'm going to have to say it's a hard athletics. 'Cause
Damn.
I feel like with all the flesh changing, it's more of like it's like his face at this point.
All right, here we go. All right, athletics check. Come on, baby. Colodi, why? I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna burn my my hero point.
Yes.
I'm gonna give it a go. Ooh, 23.
So
That is my armor class.
that is your armor class. But I feel there is a slight problem here. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, Eric Mona has special powers compared to everyone, but it is his face.
Well, isn't it a mask? It's not his literal face, though.
No, it is a mask.
And isn't he dancing with Rain? So his hands are preoccupied. It's not like he can grab the neck and pull it back down. He's like, it's just there.
Doing this dance.
That is true. He is wearing his skin sword mask.
Give it to me.
I'm not 100% sure how I would play this one out. I'm going to say you start to pull it off of his face. So it's more of a like it's coming. You have it like off his face, and you can now start to see the underside of Alden.
All right. Well, with Kalodi's second action,
yeah,
he's going to chainsaw the rest of it. Yeah.
No,
I'm going to cut the mask off.
The mask, yeah.
Oh, you're trying to cut the mask.
Well, I mean, just... Oh, wait, no, I've only got one arm.
You're going to want to use that thing after,
I was gonna be like, I hope the Hurter is still in the medallion. And then Kalodi just goes, oh, just keep this, puts it inside, and he's like, I must hurt people. It's like, no, Kalodi, damn it. Okay, no, I'm gonna try and continue pulling the mask with my second action. I'm gonna try and continue to... Give me this. Why did Kalodi not train in athletics? I got nothing for that. That's just a 4. That's just an 8. I cannot help.
Yeah, the 8 doesn't help too much.
Oh. Well, Malvola's gonna run over, and he's gonna help Kalodi. He's gonna grab him, like, behind him, like, Dragon Ball Z style, and, like, grab his hands at the same time. He's like, don't worry, Kalodi, you're not alone. We will do this together. Now pull! And I will also make an athletics check, which is even worse than Kalodi's.
I feel like you could be accidentally putting it on him. Just no.
Maybe. Just pushing it the wrong way. It's a pull, not a push.
Yeah. The 11's not strong enough to beat the mask's will, but you are looking at partial Alden face, and it is Alden's turn. Alden, what would you like to do?
So Aldern sees Aisha in the doorway, looking as
Magnificent.
beautiful as she did in life, right? And he's reminded of that first night that he spent at the Versian camp, where he saw her dancing by the flame of the central campfire, and it just kind of comes rushing back. And at the same time, Kalodi's torn the mask from Aldern's face, and Aldern's face shifts back into the Aldern Foxglove that you met back at the Sandpoint, the Swallowtail Festival at Sandpoint. And he's up, with Rain, and he looks over at Aisha, and he's confused, and he looks back at Rain, and in his Aldern Foxglove voice, he says, "My dear, how would you feel about an open relationship?" And then he is going to try to reach out with his hand to just brush just the side of her cheek. And he probably is going to miss, honestly. So, yeah, that's not so good. I assume your armor class is, wait a second. No, you've got better than 11 armor class.
Yes.
So
Yes.
okay, well then let's try it with the other hand. Yes. This time he gets a 20.
Nope.
Okay, so he misses again. He's just trying. Oh yes, the 3 of us will be as one.
What
One
are you?
happy
No.
Foxglove family. And his, like, purple tongue
None of
comes out.
I will be taking no one's last name. Good heavens, she's your wife. Just go to her. I'm gonna try to actually step out of the way. Please, just
I'm
holding
done.
my shield up.
And as Alden reaches out to caress Rain's face, Rain, it is your turn, so you kind of pivot yourself out the way to allow Alden to go to his wife.
I just don't want to be touched. How about this?
You don't want to be touched. Just
I
to be clear.
don't.
Yeah, no.
As
From
it,
the rules
as it
perspective
turns out.
as well as the mental.
Mm-hmm. Not what I was looking for.
I'm looking pretty beat up though, I must say. Like Aldern is you know, not looking great.
Not
Pretty
in the
wounded.
best of shape right now.
Mm-mm.
I am, on my turn, going to try to pivot around him,
Mm-hmm.
and I'd like to cast Gust of Wind to try to push him towards his wife.
Okay.
I love it.
Just go to her. Please leave me alone and just go to your wife. There's no us. I'm not a foxglove. I am Rain. I am Rain. Not part of your family. So that will need to be a saving throw of something. Hold on. I know where this is somewhere. I found it once before.
Well, I rolled a 19, so I'm probably gonna save. You've upset my hair. Actually,
I hope some of the strands are falling out at this point.
he doesn't really have hair at this point.
Beautiful and
That's what he
bald.
looks like.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool
So
coat
maybe
though,
some of
right?
those cuts, that skin is
Cool
just
coat.
flapping a little bit in the wind.
Yeah, and his ears are long now, and yeah, he's a cool. Well, he's not even a cool. He's a super cool.
Super cool.
So the gust of wind fires from Rain's hands.
Actually, it's a fortitude save of 22.
There you go.
Well,
So-
I rolled a 19, so I got a like
a million.
I got a
1
28
billion.
on the save total. So sorry.
Okay, no, that's
But it makes it even spookier down here. I think that's fair to
Right.
say.
right.
Yes.
A nice
Just
job.
the wind blowing, but the
Kicked
smell
up some of
maybe
that mold, and now
disperses
it's
a
all
little bit
getting in
more that way.
everybody's nose and everything. Yeah,
Yeah, it's less
Oh.
stinky.
yeah, it's good.
That'll be my turn.
So as that happened, Cassandra, we come to your turn. You have finally gotten Alden's love to the doorway. What would you like to have that do?
And I've spoken to her before, right?
You guys were trying to speak to her, and you did find out she was when she was alive or unalive but conscious, she had a bone to pick with Alden. Mad about how they ended things.
Okay, I'm okay.
I've
this
never
is going
been
to either
good
be
at
really cool or bad. I'm going to try and do deception and because obviously, like, I didn't put her soul back. I just animated the body.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and in her voice, and I'm going to command her to like raise her arms, and I'm just going to try and say, I'm sorry for what happened. Please come back to me, my love. And then get her to hold out her arms towards him. So, a
Okay,
deception check?
Deception? Yeah.
Try and
I did
make that
badly on
seem
my
like-
sense motive here, if that's what if we're doing.
Yeah. So she rolled a 22, so that would be against yours.
Just crushed it. Just destroyed me.
So yeah, you hear, obviously because of the madness, Alden, you hear your voice calling to you, saying that they want forgiveness can be yours.
I never meant for it to end this way, Aisha. I just needed you to stop screaming. You wouldn't stop screaming. I don't know what else to say. He's
Yeah,
freaking out.
Cassandra, what else would you like to so that's 2 actions. You still have 1 more action if you want to do something fancy.
Can I hold my action to? Okay, basically, I'm gonna use it to command her that when he comes into her arms, she must hug him and try and smother him. Circle of justice.
Justice.
Yeah.
Okay, so like a hold, like to a grab.
Yeah. So when he comes to her, grab him and then smush cover his airways.
Try and hold him down. Got it. Not a problem. Nexon, it's your go. Fire.
I would like to use my Sin Boon
There it is.
to summon fire up around Alden and Aisha.
Ooh. Blaze of glory. So we'll cast fireball on the 2 of them.
Yeah.
On the two of them. Yeah, so you cast fireball and I think Alden has to make a reflex save for fireball.
Yeah, I got a 25 on the reflex save.
So that will do half damage, but you do have weakness 2 to it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
So how much am I rolling?
1 moment. Let me just bring that up. Because you would be doing 6, and it's a 3rd level spell, and your highest spell casting level is, I think, 4. Yeah. So it's still 66.
Okay. All right, so there's 5 and 6. So 19.
So, and with weakness 2 would be 22, 21, right?
So,
But it's half damage.
So do I take half of that? So do I take 11?
Yes.
Okay. Parts of him are on fire.
Yeah.
Not good. He's pretty hurt.
So everyone could see Alden is now engulfed in these flames. Aisha's engulfed in these flames. Alden's skin is just flickering away as the fire engulfs him and causes a lot of damage. Nexon, you still have 1 more action. I believe Fireball is only 2 actions to cast.
Yeah, that's true. Can I say one thing really quick before, because this might impact your next action? With the burning now, it smells like barbecue, like almost like it's a delicious, like all of a sudden just incongruously, like it just smells like a kitchen in here, and it's.
Why are you making him sound like he's so tasty? He's not a snack for us.
Well, that'll be up to you in probably about 1 round, but he's crackling up now, and you can't help but think, oh God, why is my mouth watering?
Dry age wagyu.
Anyway, sorry, Don, didn't mean to interrupt. Please carry on.
That's fine. I'm just gonna try and pull out my sling and try and hit him with the sling.
Slingshot, go!
Might as well throw a rock at him.
Yeah.
So 21.
Oh, so close.
No, misses. Yeah.
That was like literally very close, but
very fireball sling.
Kolodi Marvola, what would you 2 like to do as the dynamic duo?
All right. So is Alden by the door next to his wife, and that's where they are?
Yeah, Cassandra brought in Aisha, and they're kind of close to each other.
Okay, and is Rain still kind of like right there?
Yeah, it's probably Rain, like he's in between Rain and Aisha, I would say.
Yeah,
based on the description.
Okay, so I'm
Doesn't
going
know
to.
which one choose.
Okay, I'm gonna have Malvolo. Okay, so Malvolo and Kalodi have tried to pull off the mask. Malvolo is
No,
going
the
to
mask is off. You got the mask.
Oh, we got the
You have
mask.
it then.
Ah, I have the
yeah,
mask.
yeah. That's why he looks like Aldern now. He's not. He's
No.
not shifting around.
Okay, so now that I've got the mask, he's still crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna keep the mask. I'm gonna just leave that there. Kalodi, you know what to do. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. So Kalodi is going to move around behind Aisha. And what he's going to do is he is going to try and chainsaw Alden through Aisha and sort of pin the two of them together. And then detach his hand. Ah! And there's a good reason for this, which I will explain in thorough detail after I chainsaw
So
someone.
Aisha and Eldrin are about to embrace. They're both on fire. And then Kalodi is behind Aisha shoving a he really likes cutting through other creatures to get to.
Yes. I get bonuses for cutting through other creatures.
Oh, nice,
you know.
nice.
I don't.
No, but I'm putting that in a book. That's a good idea.
Yes, excellent. All right. Dang it! No, I get a 15. I don't quite make it all the way through. It turns out, like back in the day, having whalebone, sort of corsets is just
right.
Okay, that
cut through a corset.
Yeah, that's it. Damn it, whalebone, my only weakness.
Which is just the corset she was wearing when I choked her to death.
Yeah, but this is only the start. There was a reason why I wanted to place myself there. So as Kalodi is now 10 foot away from Alden, and far enough from Rain because Rain is now behind Alden. Malvolo sort of lifts up what looks to be a small switch, a very familiar trigger, and uses 2 actions to use his explode ability. And I'm gonna extend the reach 10 to 10 feet, so it engulfs Alden as well. As I activate Explodey Kalodi, and
you're exploding Aisha's corpse
on top of
and
maybe.
I'm in the blast radius. Okay.
Yes, I'm exploding.
The inventor class is kind of fun with that.
A good way to put a final stamp on the fate of the Foxgloves, I suppose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This whole place we've been debating blowing this place up since we got here.
Oh, it's so nice.
Okay. So this is going to require a reflex save from at the very least Alden, and we'll potentially do 3d6 points of damage.
My reflex save is 20.
Oh, that'll beat it. Okay, so that'll halve the damage. Oh my god! Well, you take 2 damage. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you've learned your lesson.
Boom.
I'm not worried about it.
It's just like this. Whoa! This has never happened to me before, okay? Usually it's a lot bigger, okay? It's just, I've just got some anxiety issues right now, okay? Calm down. That's all I do.
Okay, Alden, it is your go as you are singed and falling apart, maddened by this. An explosion rocks you on your feet as your wife kind of flies into your arms from that explosion. She gets launched into you. She is falling apart because of the chainsaw and the explosion. So you catch her and it's kind of just like not all of her. Let's just put it that way.
Well, maybe it's the upper half of her or something like that. Can I take over for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, so Aldern is not looking at Lady Rain right now. He's actually looking at Cass because he knows that it was Cass who is responsible for bringing Aisha back. But Aisha, even as her body is being torn apart, is still trying to obey the last orders of this vile necromancer who's controlling her. And so Aisha, even as they're embracing and she's shaking she's on fire, bits of her guts are falling out even though they're desiccated and old. You're happy to see she puts a hand right over Aldern's mouth. she's trying to follow that message. She might be a simple undead thing, but she's just following through with every ounce of her being. Puts that hand over Alden's mouth, and you can see for a second Alden's eyes, get real big, and he gets worried. It looks like it's working. He's getting choked out, and then the hand jerks a little bit and jerks a little bit more, and Aldern's mouth just goes. And he just starts chewing on Aisha's hand and just bites right through the hand, and it doesn't seem to bother him at all. He's undead. He doesn't need to breathe. And he then starts kind of laughing, and he's going to take a backward slash. He's going to keep focusing on Rain at this point. So he's like, one down, and then he just throws the corpse of Aisha down on the ground, and he looks at Lady Rain. One to go, and then he slices. Oh dearie me! Rolls a 20. So is that a crit?
You rolled a nat 20 on me.
Well, it's an auto crit, right? So
that's a crit.
I critted you with my War Razor, and that's going to do.
Emotions are high. I get it.
Yeah. And Nexon, you said that was 2 more points of mental damage, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. So you could see that's like hurting him, but he can't not do it. And so does 16 points of damage with this brutal slice, like very near the neck, and that's everything he can do this round. Join me. Let us worship the Skin Saw Man together. I'm sorry, Father Skin Saw together. In the name of Norgorber, the god of murder.
Rain, it's your go, as you've just been slashed horribly.
Just in pure fear, because that is the hardest I've been hit in a hot minute. So I am using my last of my level 4 for a weapon storm.
That sounds bad.
One of these days I will turn into a dinosaur, but it's too small in here. So right now it is weapon storm, and out of just my own reflex, I put my shield down and I slice across, and in this viciousness of my attack, in my fear, it duplicates in its process. You will need to make a reflex of 22.
22 reflex?
22.
I got a 20.
Good.
I failed.
Good. Thank goodness. I really wasn't expecting that.
No, I didn't think so, but there you have it.
I'm very happy. Thank you for failing.
All that I do is make you happy, Lady Rain. One last.
Making this turn towards you. Let me have a moment. No, I'm just. Rain is terrified. Quit talking to me. Quit calling me Lady Rain. Just leave me alone. So this flurry deals 4 dice of damage on this creature of my weapon type. So if I'm reading this right, I'll just roll the damage 4 times.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't forget your strength.
Strength on top of that?
Bonus, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know if it's a spell, maybe not actually. I don't actually know what you're doing. So just want to make sure you get the most bang for your buck here.
You swing your weapon, holding the weapon magically duplicates into a cone. The flurry deals 4 dice of the damage to the creature in the area. The damage has the same type as the weapon. Uses the same damage die. So I would assume your first hit hits with the strength, and the rest are just d4s. So 3 more d4s.
All right. We'll just add them all up together at the end. Okay. All right. That is 15 points of damage then. 15 piercing damage.
Aldern Foxglove had 12 hit points.
Yep.
Oh no, I killed him. Oh no. I mean, yes, I didn't think I'd get that far. I wasn't prepared to carry this burden as well, murdering all.
So he's all like, if I make you happy one last time, that is, and then you just, and
Why
I'll let
did you
Jared
make me
describe what
do
happened.
this? This is all your fault. Why?
Yeah.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mona, please take the scene. Take us away as Alden passes from the realm of life to the realm of death.
All right. So you do this massive attack with your, what is it, a sword? What's the weapon again?
This is a dagger of venom.
Dagger venom. Okay. So you just like drive the, he keeps like, oh, my Lady Rain, and you're like, stop calling me that. And you just shove the dagger like right in his Adam's apple. Like, and he's and he will like, and then as your spell goes off, you just kind of like, and his head falls off his body and tumbles to the ground, rolls a little closer to the back wall that's covered with that dark fungus. And for a second, the body just stands there and jerks a little bit, and without the head on, drops the War Razor with one hand, and then the other hand just reaches up and like closes on the medallion with the plinko berry and all the other items that he got from you guys at the end of the last adventure, and then the body just like falls over like toward Rain, as in like and just slides to the ground and falls. And then you look at the head, and it mouths a word, and with the last air in the head, it says, "Until we meet again, Lady Ray." And then its eyes close, and you're like, it's finally over. And then the little familiar kind of walks up to the head and just like closes its eyes for you and looks right back up at you and smiles this wicked smile. And although it doesn't look exactly like Aldern, it does have the face of Vorl Foxglove, Aldern's grandfather, and it's your familiar now, and you feel the bond with your familiar that you created from the remnants of Vorl Foxglove. And finally, as this fungus creature looks up at you and smiles an alien smile, the room is finally quiet, and all that you can hear is the crackling of fire as Aisha's body turns to ash. Exit Alden Foxglove.
And thank you, Mr. Mona, for being here with us. That was amazing, and that is where we will end today's session.
Yay!
I couldn't have written a better ending than that, and I appreciate you so much for being here. That was a cool closer. You really did an amazing job. So thank you very much.
Well, you're more than welcome, and I'm happy that the way that it turned out is that poor Becca got the final blow, because to be the target of all that for quite some time was disturbing to do on my end. So I'm happy there's a bit of justice at the end there. So
stab right
Aldern
in.
is truly, well, I don't know if he's truly dead. That's up to Jared, but for now,
We can breathe.
Thank
And I
you very
now
much.
have his grandfather following me as a small
yes, that was the best. So
where did
unexpected. So unexpected. Wonderful.
I kind of like this. I'm gonna have this little angry mushroom cloud following me, just saying awful, terrible things.
It does seem to me, that this group has gotten much darker and eviler since I last encountered you. So hopefully Aldern has planted some seeds that may fester over time. But it's been an honor playing with you guys. It's really fun. It was fun to come back and
Yeah. No, you know what? I think to be honest, when you met us, we were there for like a festival. It was fun. It was energetic. And now we're just kind of like, this is at the end of like the haunted mansion, and all of us are just like, oh, we have not slept. Oh, this has been the worst 2 hours of our freaking lives.
Some skin magic to throw at the problem.
The nicest thing that happened was we found a rat with no eyes. That was the nicest thing that happened here.
you guys met a dog.
We did meet a dog.
Dog was
Oh man.
a good place.
Yeah,
Torture
yeah.
dog.
But But no, I mean, it was very cool. And of course, you know, I mean, I believe I speak for everyone when I say this. This is, of course, this game is in no small thanks to, of course, you and not only your wonderful characterization of the character of Alden, but also the fact that you were one of the main people responsible for the fact that we even have this bloody game. So,
Oh yeah.
thank you very much
God
for
help
it.
us
And,
all.
yeah, exactly. There you go.
Well, thanks. I really enjoyed playing with you guys. Thank you so much. What fun.
Thank you so much for this. And
And now this
yeah, it was
Odie
awesome.
character is truly gone, and I can take a shower or something like that. Nice.
I am sweating. This was a sweaty encounter. The battles were good and all that, but it was the lines brought every time that
Yeah.
they make you panic fight. It's good. It's good. It's hard.
Excellent. Well, from what I understand, this whole campaign is just rainbows and sunshine from this point forward. So
Oh, yeah,
Nothing
perfect.
else will go
Could be a
wrong.
problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Meanwhile,
sure the next book is all about making friendship bracelets and flower crowns.
Hey, the friendship
finally.
necklace you guys gave me last time was key. That was a key thing.
meanwhile,
It's probably still good if you want to eat it. It's pink, so.
Meanwhile, Collodi's holding on to the mask of his very, very first friend, going, "Oh, you know, he was such a nice guy."
All right, great.
All right. Thank you very much. Michael, why don't you do the sign out? Give us the goodbyes.
All right, very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming and joining us yet again. A very special thank you to, of course, our special guest, Eric Mona. But before we leave, we are going to give everyone an opportunity to, of course, pitch their woo and tell us where everyone has come from, so that you guys can go and follow these amazing content creators wherever they may live on the internet. So, take it away, you wonderful players, you.
Hi, folks. I'm Dawn. When I'm not here, you can find me over at Roll for Initiative on YouTube, where I make videos with my partner Ryan all about tabletop RPGs and our other geeky interests.
Woo-hoo. Hey everyone, I'm Becca Godsey. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Becca Godsey and X Caustic Phoenix here on Twitch. We'll be diving into some Destiny 2 later today. I'm really behind on the story, so we're doing very story heavy tonight. And then tomorrow, remember, I'm also the host of the Pink Pixels. We've got an IGN producer over there, Parallax Stella. So join us as we interview her and dive into what it's like working at such a great company and interviewing and engaging and being the awesome content creator that she is.
I'm Carla from Dum Dum Die, spelled DUMDUMDIE, and you can find us on Twitch every Tuesday night, South African power permitting, and on a podcast every Friday where we play a D&D 5th edition homebrew, which is also filled with silliness, even though there is a serial killer, but we currently have a beholder pet, so that's how we roll.
And my name is Michael. I am the Dead Aussie Gamer. This is my place. This is my face. And you can find it here a number of times during the week, playing all sorts of games. We're playing Starfinder in a few hours, actually, which we are playing Attack of the Swarm. Our group is finally into book 6 of that particular adventure, which is quite epic and very enjoyable. I also run a bunch of other games here and on other streams, so you can find me on places like WASD20. Just Google me. You'll find me. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Mona.
Can I do a quick plug as well?
Yeah, totally.
The next live play event that I'm going to be doing is on July 17th on the Lord Gasumba channel here on Twitch. It's the Greyhawk Focus channel, and we're doing a classic Bad Adventure fundraiser event that'll benefit St. Jude's Children's Hospital Research, and we're going to be intentionally playing the adventures Puppets and Gargoyles, which are largely considered the worst Greyhawk adventures ever published, including fighting off against a leprechaun named Freddie McCruger and other just deeply embarrassing BS. And so a bunch of us Greyhawk nerds are going to intentionally subject ourselves and you to that on July 17th to benefit charity. So hope people check that out.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I love Greyhawk. So.
Well, you
I'll
won't
watch.
after you watch these modules.
Well, actually, to be fair though, actually, I have checked out and I am a follower of Lord Guzumba, and I will say that they run a very awesome ship there. One of the many people that I want to one day get an invitation to come to play with as well. So very jealous, but
I'll pass that along.
Yes, good. Please do. And of course, please have a lot of fun. And guys, of course, go check out charity streams. Charity streams are not only about supporting the performers, but also supporting great causes from around the internet as well. And I know that you guys in the audience here, you guys are wonderful. You guys are incredibly generous, and it's people like you that make stuff like this worth doing and make charity streams worth every single second of doing it. So, thank you in advance for just being you guys. Jared.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I'm Jared, GM Jared from Nothing Venture, Nothing Game. You can find us on our website, nbngpodcast.com. Super easy to get to. We are actually starting our new season, so I'm super amped. We are converting Wrath of the Righteous to Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and we will be playing Wrath of the Righteous. We just had a whole session 0 talking about characters and such, so I'm super amped for that. But I'm super amped to be getting to play with all these amazing people here. And Eric Mona, that this again blows my mind. So thank you very much to everyone. To you, Mr. Mona, thank you. But yeah, I'm gonna kick it back over to Michael because it's his channel and he does these things way better than I do.
Aw, you're just being modest. All right, we are going to go and raid as we always do because we do love passing on the love. And we are going to go and raid a channel which is hopefully going to keep streaming because we are well known for raiding channels that are finishing. We are going to raid Roll For It, a group of wonderful streamers who are currently playing The Last Ditch. The GM there is a absolutely top bloke, so don't be afraid to throw out all the raid emotes from the channel or any channel that you've got as we go and unleash the horde upon that channel. Thank you again to everyone, and thank you to our sponsors, Hero Forge, for all the wonderful artworks. Oh, actually, speaking of which, before we leave, Eric, do you happen to have a particular Hero Forge mini nearby that
I do,
might?
yes.
Yes,
This
behold!
one right here that you sent me, beautiful, beautiful Eldern Foxglove.
Yes.
It's almost like reaching for a moose.
Yes, there you go. I love
Will
it.
never touch her. Never.
Oh, she touched
Never
him at
hold
the
her
end.
in embrace.
That was beautiful.
That's
that
true.
was the highlight of his life.
So yes, thank you to Hero Forge, of course, for the wonderful figurines and miniatures that you get to use not only for your physical play, but also for your online play like we do. Thank you to Sirenscape for the beautiful soundtrack that helps us sound just epically awesome. And if you are looking at playing Rise of the Runelords, there is, of course, as I mentioned, an Anniversary Edition pack as well, which comes with the Super Siren package, should you wish to partake. And lastly, thank you to our dear friends over at Fantasy Grounds, where we use our tabletop stuff and the like, and of course Paizo for the game that we enjoy ever so much. Thank you everyone once again, and till next time, as always, from us to you, excuse me, game hard or die trying. Good night everybody.